Just give me a minute. I don't know what's going on. The screen is not showing anything. Let me see if I can at least get the... Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's good. Okay, there you go. Just gotta... Ah, okay, yeah, that's why. There you go. Yeah, but that's not what I'm trying to use. Okay. What the hell's going on? Ah, you know what? Maybe I gotta turn it off. There you go. Ow, my ass! Okay. Okay, let's see here. No. Ah, there you go. Okay. See if this works. Nope. Okay. There you go. There you go. Finally. Don't know what the hell happened there. Is it in sync? Yep, it's in sync. Ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Okay. There you go. There you go. There you go. Ha ha, Rick. Okay.
Texture quality on
I'm back.
snow there.
Hey, Gizmo.
Yep.
Hey, Gizmo.
Yeah, things.
So, yeah, look at the texture quality on that snow. How do I activate?
I was talking to Alex, like,
No.
and telling him, like,
Ugh.
you remember, or me, he practically... yelling in
Excuse me?
triumph
Photo
after
mode. There
I
we
was
go.
able to catch all of Greevil's Pokemon in one go, right?
No.
I could have sworn you did, because you were there.
Yeah, I literally don't remember that.
It was from the XD stream.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, when was
Guys,
that?
look at this shit.
A month ago.
There you go, then. That's
Hang
what I
on.
don't remember.
Let's see here. Somebody's chatting. Isabella Grace 219 says, "What's up? So how's your day going?" Going pretty good. I had a very rough night of sleep because it's cooled down enough that we can turn off the air conditioner, but that also means that now I can hear all of the bullshit that goes on outside. And like everything, I had to turn my phone on to do not disturb because every little buzz was getting on my nerves throughout the night. Yeah, it was very strange. But yeah, guys, look at my stream here. All of the bullshit that goes on outside. And like
Alex,
everything,
I can hear your
no,
thing.
that's Gizmo.
Okay.
But yeah,
My bad.
so look at the texture quality of this snow here.
Oh dear,
I'll be back.
that's
Yeah.
troubling.
This is the PS5, and like
Alex,
everything.
I can hear your
no,
thing.
that's Gizmo.
Okay.
But yeah,
My bad.
so look at the Look at the texture quality of this snow here.
Oh
I'll
dear,
be back.
that's
Yeah.
troubling.
Okay, yeah, it's working. I just have to make sure. Because there's nothing coming off there. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if we look at the rest of the snow texture on this car, the stuff that is further away from me... Hang on. Literally the stuff I can't see is higher resolution than the stuff that is right within my field of view.
What are you playing?
Wow. Miles Morales?
The PS5 version of Miles Morales.
AKA the over-exaggerated swagger of a black teenager.
The fact that
Why-
reviewer
who
said that with a straight-sounding face. Holy shit.
Hang on. Why do we need to have every individual aspect, like every individual inner link of this fucking suit is rendered?
Fuck Keegan.
But we can't get the...
Now,
But we can't get the snow texture to not look shitty.
okay, so
And the ground
Gizmo,
looks fine.
you-
What the
you actually, so getting into some other topics, Gizmo,
hell is that?
who actually brought this up on our new News and Topics thing. So,
See, this is fine. I'm okay with this
So,
stuff, but
so if
stuff that I
for those who watched the Bleach Each 1,000-Year Blood War anime dubbed, like me and quite a few other people, all that I know of Yoruichi Shihoin, whom throughout the entirety of the 2004 anime, when she's in her human form, or not in her cat form, keep in mind, and she has been voiced by Wendy Lee, a renowned
legendary
voice
actress.
a renowned voice actress known for such roles as Faye Valentine and Cowboy Bebop.
Okay. Hang on.
She was also TK in Digimon Adventure 1, on the younger version of him, anyway.
Okay, so
And-
New People says...
And she's
hang on,
also...
real quick. This guy, New People, says, hello, your stream is great, well done, your content looks really cool and fun. I know people who are able to get more than 10 views on average and up to 15 views to build an entire audience and earn affiliate or partner status. Add me on Discord to get started.
No.
No, you're a bot.
You're getting,
Get out
yeah,
of here.
you're getting banned.
Anyway,
Welcome to the band, Hammer.
anyways, so... Wendy Lee has voiced Yoruichi for years, and was looking forward to voicing her in the 1,000-Year Blood War anime. Unfortunately, it seems that it had the ill timing of coming out when, well, everything had to be tacked on diversity.
As
So,
I
instead
said,
of-
as was my watch phrase for all of Weeb Wars, it just keeps getting more retarded, which we can talk about later.
Well, here's the thing. It's actually kind of going to segue into something else.
Yeah.
So, the actress in question that's replacing Wendy Lee as Yoruichi is Aniris Quinones, whom many would know as Mirko from My Hero Academia. So the bunny girl is now the cat girl.
Yeah, we're I'm not in favor of interspecies relationships, I gotta say.
And yet you all wanted Yoruichi to have just like
Yoruichi's not is not
Gizmo.
an actual cat.
Gizmo,
Yeah, she
this
is
is your
a
head,
soul-
and this is the joke. I knew Kevin would appreciate that one.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
anyway. So the thing is, Yoruichi is a lot of things. She is very flirtatious and often, and though she has quite a few serious moments throughout the entirety of Bleach, she still comes off as though she would still be able to make a wise crack every so often, and you know, be able to join in on a joke, or hell, make the joke even better. Or plus, she has no problems just standing around completely in the nude. However, this and Wendy Lee was able to you do this flirtatious nature of Yoruichi very, very well. Because that is just, part of her craft.
Right.
And the thing is that the actress who's currently voicing her doesn't give off that same energy. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that the few lines that she has in there, she is being somewhat serious, but even the Japanese voice actor still sounds like Yoruichi.
Basically, she's not as good as Wendy Lee.
Well, not only that, but there's also the fact that she just comes off as though she's completely no-nonsense. And Yoruichi is not no-nonsense.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I heard a voice clip, and it's the equivalent of Rooster Teeth replacing Crow with fucking the guy
Jason
from
Liebrecht.
Jason Liebrecht. I was gonna call him the guy from Shadow Warrior, but he's not even the guy from Shadow Warrior anymore either.
No, he's
And the funny thing is, I could have used that as a comparison.
He's Dabi in My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I could have used Shadow Warrior as a comparison too, because the guy they replaced Jason Liebrecht with in Shadow Warrior doesn't sound anything like the fucking character. Lo Wang is his name, by the way.
You don't mess with Lo Wang.
And the thing is that, and that's not only an ill-suited replacement, and thus us showcasing the tacked-on diversity is literally giving people sloppy seconds.
Well, it's also and taking jobs away from people who are not only more talented but also are better suited to the role, and were part of the fucking.
And Wendy Lee has reprised at least two of her roles in the Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War anime. She was I believe she was mentally among the various Arankars that appear in Bleach, and she's also Tatsuki as well. Well, she came back for both of those roles, and yet Ryan Johnston couldn't be bothered to cast her back as Yoruichi just because of diversity points.
That's brain dead.
It is.
Oh no!
And the thing is like, again, I would not have an issue with this if, we didn't have a long-established voice who had been voice acting the character for nearly a decade.
Oh yeah, it's like if we can. It's like if all of a sudden somebody decided, and Phil Lamar, he can't voice Samurai Jack anymore.
Which, by the way, they're still some people are still insisting that they're still insisting saying that only that white people can't voice people of color. And yet people of color can voice act white characters.
White characters, or they can cross play different roles and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's called acting with your voice. It's not. You have to, like Phil Lamar initially said, before he became part of the problem, that you don't see race in a voice.
You don't see anything.
Yeah.
Ideally. I wouldn't have thought. How can you see me? You told me this was safe, game.
I trusted you, game.
Trusted you and you betrayed me. Yeah, so one thing I was gonna say is that I actually brought up Phil Lamar to a guy I work with. A guy I work with was looking for thinking about a new career, and And one of the things that came up was voice acting. And I said, hey, Samurai Jack? And he said, yeah. He's voiced by Phil Lamar. Look him up. And he was legitimately shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, anybody can do a fucking voice.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter as long as you've got the voice.
He, like fucking Chris Sayers, who we brought up during the Frieza section of our little conversation here. Chris Sayers was, he was in a wheelchair doing the voice of Frieza, and he was still fucking acting. And like what's his name? Tim Curry has done some voice acting. Tim Curry, he suffered a stroke, and Tim Curry, he has done some voice acting since his stroke. He hasn't done any on-camera work, but Christopher Reeve, he also did a lot of voice acting after his accident, and now I am become Ghost Invisible of Spiders.
And what's even more egregious is about this, it's like Chris Ayres has played some dark-skinned individuals, especially in Full Metal Alchemist, where he played this outright scumbag who was trying to recruit Olivier Newton-Armstrong to his in the homunculized his cause, and I'm like, I don't think anybody cared that the guy voice acting this character was, not a person of color. I think people just cared that, he sounded in the part.
I'm sorry, I just saw something stupid on Twitter. Shocking, I know.
And unfortunately, Aniris, I am not really on good terms with her because here's the thing. There was a time like a couple years back where she was like, if quarantine continues because of capitalism.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The picture of Sasuke getting choked.
I remember that conversation.
And
that's not how that works.
I said to her, or it could just be, or it could also be either riots.
Yeah, I remember our conversation that we had about that where we, I believe we talked about it actually during the pandemic. Miles, please.
And then
Miles, please.
And unfortunately, as wholesome as Zeno Robinson can be and whatnot, he needs better friends. Because if he's really gonna defend people like that and root for a media outlet's downfall just because they say things he doesn't like.
Oh yeah, niche gamer.
I'm sorry, Zeno. You've kind of lost me there. And of course, people will tell me that I'm being racist for telling a guy maybe he shouldn't be a dick.
Well, we can talk. That actually leads neatly into something that I was going to bring up. So, Shadiversity has gotten in trouble for talking about AI art positively again, it's just as stupid as it was last time because Shad was talking about the skill that needs to go into because Shad is an actual comic book artist who has drawn actual comics in the past.
I've seen his Sanity Not Included in comics.
Yeah, go look at Shadiversity's DeviantArt page for a quick just a quick summary of some of the cool shit that he's done. And he's quite a good artist, and he's talking about using AI as a tool in the artist's arsenal. Like black paper versus white paper, like a different sized pencil, or like a drawing tablet versus a or versus a regular or drawing pad, and that kind of thing. How do I take you down? Right on top of you.
Alex,
Can I?
you might want to think about phrasing that a bit better.
Yeah.
Turn about to stare on this.
Now,
Well, yeah. Yeah. So people, got on his case, and he was talking about how like, his skill with how to use AI art has improved over time, as any skill is want to. Who are you threatening with that crowbar? Nobody's here.
You should have known better.
I mean, everybody is. Everybody who's out is going to be out cold right now, buddy. It's the middle of winter. But yeah, people got up in a tizzy about, him talking about AI art positively, and someone called him someone said that he transformed into Matt Walsh.
Bruh.
Has once again, this person has everybody who has gotten on Shad's bad side about this that I can tell is somebody who has had very little actual interaction with him or the content that he's made, because the concept of AI art, period, because
I can see
a lot of
there's
people are like,
issues
oh, it's
with,
just pushing a button.
I
It's
get where they're
not just
coming
pushing
from.
a button. It is a programming language that the computer doesn't understand any better than you do. Like the stuff that
you gotta actually work
put
with
in.
it.
Yeah, you have to be skilled with teaching the computer or how to do things as much as you have to be generally skilled as an artist to be able to repair the things that the AI gives you as kind of a base canvas.
Right, but
Ring container, white star.
But
Or,
look at it from their perspective.
there we
There's
are.
artists that use, paint,
Okay.
crayons, pencils,
I don't know.
like clay, computer tablets. They literally have to make strokes and lines and erase mistakes and start over. All that stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
But
Oh well, that's
they have to move
a
their
thing
hand
that you have to do.
And moving their hand constantly, there obviously looks like they're doing something, and they are doing something. But if they were, again, look at it from
Look at
their
that.
perspective.
You just
If
gave me
they
weapons.
just hear about AI art, they're just thinking, okay, so they're just typing a few things in, and they're just clicking on something and then waiting. I think
Yeah.
that's where it gets lost on them, because
Yeah.
every other form of art, you literally have to do something actively, constantly. Like,
Well, honestly,
sculpt-
I having done some. Yes, thank you, game, for giving me a tutorial. Well, I'm aware. Ow.
Because, like I said before,
Thank you.
when you're sculpting, you're drawing, painting, that kind of thing, you're constantly doing something with your hands, and sometimes maybe on the fly, sometimes in a rush, sometimes maybe you're just doing it at your own pace. At least you're doing something that makes it look like you have done something. You can see the erased pencil lines, you can see the fingerprints on clay pots, stuff like that. You can see the painted over mistakes on some paintings. When it comes to AI art, though,
Ow.
people can easily misunderstand it as something that people that are the only people that are lazy or are artistically challenged.
Yeah. Well,
use.
people. The funny thing is when people say is that it just you just type it in and it gives you a perfect result every time.
It's
And
sort- it's
then
sort
go
of
on
like-
to say.
It's sort of
And
like
then
when
go on
people
to say stuff like, oh, it's completely garbage. Look at how bad this art is. And it's like, okay, so download the software. It's free. Give me a just give it a shot.
I think of
You'll
it
you'll become as frustrated with it as I have to the point where I just don't use it. It's easier to draw shit for me. I can draw stuff and have it come out with exactly what I want more consistently than a piece of software can. And when I'm when I'm telling it what to do.
Right.
There's a lot of trial and error that goes into teaching this stuff of how to work, and like people are like, oh no, I'm a real artist, I'm not going to try and this stuff. And I was like, okay, the software is free, you don't have anything to lose.
Yeah, you literally don't have anything to lose in that case.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
like,
sort of similar.
all you have to do.
I think it's sort of similar how people I think it's sort of similar how people still see acting, still see the career of acting or the hobby of video games as nothing but lazy or like what's the other word? Unsatisfying. Like, oh, you're pretending. Oh, that's fine. Why don't you pretend to get a real job? Or like, oh, you're playing video games. You're just pressing buttons. It's sort of I get sort of like that, I guess, because there's more to playing video games than just pressing a few buttons. There's more to acting than just pretending. Depending on what the game is or what you have to do in the movie. There's like a lot of there's a lot of exercise. You have to get into career. You have to
there's line memorization. There's
memorizing patterns. You have to time things
stuff
right.
to do.
I gotta also remember or like where or stuff is for the game that I'm playing, because in order to get the complete ending and whatnot, you got go out of your way to to find just about everything.
And think of it also like this: when you finish making something, you can look it up. You can look up at the piece of art that you made and be like, "Yeah, I made that. I made this. It took me a long time." Well, with AI art, on the other hand, I get AI on the other hand. Keep looking at it from their perspective. When you hear how they make AI art, it just sounds to them that you're still typing in words and letters and phrases, and that's it. You have to keep waiting, and then type in a few more words, and then wait. Then you gotta be a bit more specific with your words, and you wait again. You can see why they think that AI art is a crock of lazy shit.
Deflated soccer ball. Why are people hiding? Why did you hide that in a time capsule?
Compared to like what actual artists are doing. Hell, even
I think one of the things that probably damaged the way it's perceived is that whole period of time where it was creating nothing but nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you remember when you used to be able to type into, like, I can't remember what the program was. It was either Google Lens or some shit like that.
Right.
And they'd sorry, crime in progress. I'm speedrunning this. Oh, well, I'm literally right here, so I guess I'll do it.
So dark, and I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. No big party.
It's not even yet.
So Gizmo, when you saw that Metroid Prime was getting remastered, or what were your thoughts?
Oh,
What? Or was that it?
That was it. Oh, okay.
I can't wait for them to do the other two games, because from what I've heard, or especially from you guys talking about how the Direct, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Oh, by the way, have you seen that Persona 3 Portable is coming to the Switch physically?
Can't wait to see how many things are censored.
No, it's untouched from the previous Switch version, but there's a digital version. It's the
one that's on PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah, it's the one that's already out there. But they're putting out a physical version. Fortunately, unfortunately, it's being published by Limited Run Games.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why? Look, it would have been fine.
It's a fucking Sega product.
It would have been fine if it was Limited Run Games before the whole debacle went on, but but at the same time, I'm at least glad.
Honestly, no. Like, ow.
Well, limited
So-
run games haven't really been doing much in terms of, controversial anything before people found out that they fired someone because herder politics. You gotta remember they haven't really been fucking with games when they're trying to put them on physical. Nowadays, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that too. Again,
Honestly, I just kind of don't like the way limited run does shit. Like, they just announced a version of they just announced a collection of all the Star Wars games on one fucking cartridge, except for Coder 1 and 2. Coder 1 and 2 are download codes for some fucking reason.
Define all, because when you say all...
Okay, hey, all of the ones that were previously released for Switch.
Okay.
They're all on one cartridge, like Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Republic Commando, Jedi Knight 1 and 2,
right,
and then Coder 1 and 2 are downloads. But yeah, they're putting those out there, and yeah.
I'm noticing a few missing ones.
Those are all. Well, yeah, but those weren't released on Switch either.
But it would be nice to have them on physical.
Well, yeah,
day.
I want Rogue Squadron on the Switch.
Everyone's talking about Rogue Squadron, but I want Jedi Power.
Oh,
Battle.
Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed is on there too.
I would like to have Jedi.
Not the HD version, I should stress.
Honestly, I think it would be nice to have Jedi Power Battles on Switch.
No, Switch. Force Unleashed on Switch is the HD version.
No, it's not. It's the Wii version.
No.
I don't think that's possible.
Could have sworn it was last time I recall.
Let's see here.
You're all forgetting about the greatest Star Wars game of all time.
What's that?
Masters of Terrascasi?
Exactly what I was going to say.
Why that?
Because fuck yourselves, that's why. No, but for real though...
Masters of Terrascasi is a great idea, but I don't like how it was executed, honestly.
Yeah, for real though, I really do want to see...
It has a big head coded that game.
I do want to see not just Jedi Power Battles, but I would like to see the Star Wars arcade, the arcade in there. Not the Star Wars arcade where it's like you're on the seat, but like the one where you... I don't know if anybody remembers this, but there was a Jedi arcade cabinet where you literally went through episodes 4, 5, and 6 with just a joystick and 2 buttons.
That's literally the one. That's literally the original trilogy arcade game.
Yeah, I would like to see that on the Switch console. See what they could do with it. And to see if they're able to, do like the whole motion control thing, because it looks like despite there being motion controls on the Switch, they're utilizing it just even less so than the Wii did with a lot of their games, and most of them were shovelware.
By the way, I am playing this game with with the actual motion controls from the trilogy.
Huh.
Like
version.
How much of a missed opportunity was there with every time that you play a game and you're like...
Miles.
And you're
please.
like, they could have done this with the Switch controls. Like Mario Party,
okay.
for example. They could have done
Okay, you're right, actually. That is the Wii version remastered.
Who knows?
Told you.
Hey, there's a good part to that, though. There's a Smash Brothers style versus mode.
If I wasn't Spider-Man, this would be incredibly dangerous.
If you're a fan of Jank,
so God only knows why the fuck you're doing this.
If you're a fan of Jank, there's a Smash Brothers style versus mode in that version.
I remember that. Yahtzee Croshaw talked about getting... I believe he and Gabriel Morton set the two characters as being Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, and for some reason both of them were able to use Force Lightning in the game.
Oh, by the way, Alex, this area right here where I'm at, this area is what confirmed that Metroid Prime takes place before Metroid 2.
I'll be back.
Miles,
I'm gonna get a drink.
Miles, please.
Because
Dear God.
as here's the thing, it can't. This game could not have taken place after Metroid 2, because right after Metroid 2 is the events of Super Metroid. How do I know this? Literally in the game's introduction. Samus leaves the baby Metroid in the care of the Sarah Station. She leaves to go find more work. Then suddenly,
And
the
I'm
station's
back.
under
Starting
attack,
to
and
remind
she
me of
zips
Watch Dogs
right
2.
back.
And I'm back, and I got myself a Ghost Energy orange creamsicle flavor.
And here is our first beam combo of this game. The
I haven't
Super
had-
Missile.
I haven't had Ghost Orange Creamsicle. I have had Rain Orange Creamsicle,
That's
and
a really
I
good
liked
one.
it very much.
That's a good one. Rain has really good drink flavors.
Rain is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, it doesn't show out. It doesn't show up at the Dollar Tree that often.
You're going to the
So,
Dollar Tree for your drinks, man? Dude. Ugh.
Yeah.
Be careful.
They always show, dude. I get bang from there all the time.
My dollar store has Mellow Yellow.
I actually got 4 packs
Wait.
of.
Wait, did you say you
of
like
Bucked
Mellow
Up.
Yellow or
Yeah,
no?
I like Mellow Yellow. I actually love it.
Just wanted to make sure I heard you clearly.
I've never had Mellow Yellow.
It's
I'm
really
a
good.
Oh,
good
you'd
guy.
love it. Yeah, you'd really like it.
Think of it like a classy 7-Up.
Oh wow, this guy is definitely definitely not casing us. This guy whose dad was a cop, definitely isn't casing the fucking joint. Hey, the new guy, why are you looking at everything? Somebody drew all over Wilson Fisk's face with MS Paint.
Okay, so...
Oh, real quick. Has anybody seen that there is apparently a leak about The Last of Us 2 coming to PS5, even though you can already play it on PS5?
Sony, stop sucking off Naughty Dog. Nobody liked it when
Only-
you did it when the Game Awards. Nobody likes you doing it
only-
now.
The only reason that I would have, the only reason anybody would have to get that game is if they change it, is if they change the ending.
They're never
I
gonna
wanna-
do that.
Like, you remember how Beyond Two Souls had the chronological mode that made the game a lot? Did you not play Beyond Two Souls?
Why would I?
Okay, so Beyond Two Souls is an alright game by Quantic Dream, and I mean, I didn't hate Heavy Rain. I preferred their previous work. Indigo Prophecy. It was batshit insane, and the one with David Bowie is really good.
Oh, Alex.
Miles,
Alex.
there we go. Miles R2 button. But yeah, the only reason anybody has to buy that game is if to buy the PS5 version of The Last of Us 2, if indeed they are actually making it, is to do something like, I don't know, change massive portions of games so that we can have an ending that makes sense.
Yes.
But, yeah.
One that makes thematic sense to the whole thing and doesn't just, undermine it by trying to half-ass its supposed moral.
And
and
quite frankly,
here's our
why did they let me
introduction
keep my
into
cell
this
phone?
game's version of Metroids, which are tinier
Spider-Man.
compared to what we saw in Zero Mission and whatnot. You want to know what one of the
last
members
thing-
of Brain Scratch Comms decided to name this Metroid? They decided to name it Starence. I'm gonna have to kill it now. It's dead.
So, there's fighting in the Middle East.
And
In other news, there's a crime wave in Gotham and water is wet.
and people die when they are killed.
And people die when they are killed. So, quite frankly,
Who's the Golden Balls, Green Lantern,
Yeah. People need to shut the fuck up about the Israel-Palestine conflict on Twitter, because a lot of the people who are making statements about this shit have no clue what they're talking about. Mia Khalifa especially.
Oh my god, when
Mia
I saw
Khalifa
her
can-
opening her mouth about this, I knew she was the last person
Yeah.
to say anything about that.
Mia Khalifa, the gangbang apostate. Sticking
one
up for fucking Palestine.
The one
Yeah.
who had sex in a hijab. Yeah, that didn't anger any Muslim or Palestine.
No. Well, yeah. That's...
Yeah, the
But-
last person to be saying anything about this is the one Muslim who became a porn star because of the first Muslim.
Yeah. And quite frankly, she's not what I'd call the most attractive woman on the face of the planet, you know?
She's got looks, but I get it.
She's... Like, if I have to, pick the equivalent of you know, the person who's gonna be... who's got, like, the female equivalent of, you know, the Shawn Michaels theme playing, and when I look at him, she's not at the top of my personal list, you know?
You know, I was half expecting you to say that you were gonna play Barry White with some Jello shots.
You know what? That'll work too.
So what?
Which, by the way, guess where that running gag comes from?
Where?
Berserk Abridged.
Nice.
So then what? She's from a YouTube song or something? Or like what?
I mean, she's... I wouldn't even say girl next door pretty, because Mary Jane Watson was the girl next door.
I mean, she's got the look. It's just she doesn't have the attitude.
Yeah, well,
I'd rather.
just another in a long line of porn stars who need to shut their fucking mouths about political issues.
Yeah.
Why is it always the fucking porn stars and former porn stars who have the shittiest political takes online?
A lot of the good ones that are still going, know when to shut the fuck up. Yeah,
Defeat the underground.
what was it? Janet
like,
Mason,
what-
Sarah J, Johnny Sin. I don't think Johnny Sin has ever stated political or anything political that's
Thankfully, Johnny Sins has mostly kept his mouth shut about lots of things.
Yeah, because I don't think he's really much of a political guy in the
His-
first place.
He is quite a prominent one too. So if like he's one of those guys who bleeds out into the mainstream here. So
Yeah.
it's quite important for him to keep his fucking mouth shut, because it's like, you know, Freddie Mercury put it best when he said that I'm just an entertainer. I'm not here to tell you what to think.
I think even Lil Wayne was a little upset when he started to get political opinion out. Like, oh, what do you think of Black Lives Matter? It's like, well, what do you mean? I don't know anything
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
they were asking him,
not a
like
politician.
they were basically giving him like carte blanche to talk shit about cops, and then he said, you know, a cop saved my life once. I was a stupid kid, and his words exactly. I was a stupid kid playing around with my uncle's gun, and I shot myself, and this cop came in and saved my goddamn life.
Yeah, I remember.
You know? Like, Lil Wayne is a much smarter guy than people give him credit for, because a lot of his music can be like you know, dumb shit that, you know, that's said. But when he talks, it's like Marilyn Manson, and like you get him talking, and you start listening to him, and there's something behind. There's intelligence behind, like, the goofy persona, you know?
It's like the Alice Cooper effect from Wayne's World 2. They thought because he made all this music, he's got to be like a party animal, when in fact he's just a guy who enjoys doing this stuff, and he's got like crazy.
Yeah.
He's like talking
It was
about
like Andrew WK is kind of like that.
Yeah, he's like, oh, talking
That
about
too. Where Andrew WK has a philosophy behind his music that goes in into how he portrays himself and how he lives his life. Like, you know, the philosophy of being and like the king of positivity and things like that, and why his music is so upbeat. You know.
By the way,
So,
Alex,
like, you can-
I have now acquired Predator Vision.
Oh, nice. I have predator vision, but unfortunately, it's it only tells me where the predators are. It doesn't tell me what to do with them.
Unfortunately, most of California also has predator vision.
Yeah.
Just not in the way you think.
Come on. Come on. There we go. No, I didn't get all of them. Fuck.
So, tell me something, Gizmo. Have you ever had any interest in playing or getting Metroid Prime?
Yes, I actually have the first one.
I have Prime
Well-
1 and 2 on the GameCube. And I have the remastered version for the Switch.
Oh, one of these days. And you know, I still recommend and you guys play the remaster, because holy shit. This version has literally everything, as I've told you guys before.
Yeah. It's the Wii version, but better, I believe.
It's the Wii version, plus it has all the stuff from both the PAL version and the original Japanese release. Because, you know, it has the opening narration that's not in the US version.
Nice.
Which, by the way, you can turn that on and off.
Why? Why would you want to turn that on or off?
I'm just saying that because some people prefer the ambience of there not being any, voices.
Some people prefer the theatrical cut of the Lord of the Rings films.
Those people are wrong.
Yeah. That's not even opinion.
When Aragorn was trying out that stew,
Aragorn.
People think Aragorn is a boring piece of shit because he didn't have as much character as
Those people who didn't watch the fucking extended cut.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and also the extended cut
I
adds
wish
so much to the dynamic of Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah,
Hey, like,
I kind of wish that the theatrical cut was out of circulation at this point.
Yeah, but no. It's still there for some reason, even in the 4Ks.
Yeah. Honestly, if there was...
The theatrical cut still holds a special place in my heart because I saw all three movies in theaters in that form, and it was still a sight to see. The music, the special effects, the makeup, the fight choreography, the fight scenes. You know, I could take it or leave it, not in like a bad way, because if you offered me either one, I wouldn't say no to either one, because, if you put either one on, I wouldn't mind either way. Like the first, would I have to order a couple of extra pizzas because of how long the uncut version is? Probably, but I'd still watch it. Would it take, a shorter amount of time to watch the original theatrical cuts? Maybe, but I'd still watch it because it's Lord of the Rings at the end of the day. These are objectively still good movies.
Yeah. There is literally no debate on that. And well, I just feel like Lord of the Rings. I just kind of wish that some people would understand that Lord of the Rings is one of those, there's two different ways to experience it in terms of how we consume the movie. Because we could either watch watch the movies or, read the books. It's that simple. If you don't like the movies, there are the books.
And oh yeah, Lord of the Rings Online. I forgot that existed.
Yeah, that. I'm sure. I've no doubt about that. By the way, one neat detail about this area and others in the game is that if there are space pirates around and there are also Metroids in the area, you could actually release the Metroids and sick them on the space pirates. It's actually kind of
monster
funny.
infighting.
It's like, go get them, my pretties. Now, the reason why I'm in this place in the first of all, is because there was as the Predator vision that I'm using right now, the thermal visor, which is a necessity for the boss that I'm going to be facing in just a few moments after I get out of this place. How does that design
Holy shit!
We don't sell that.
That was awesome.
As I was saying, how does that design philosophy make you guys feel? Like, you get an item and the game has you test it on something.
That's really good, because a lot of games give you stuff where it's just random shit to do, but they don't give you a whole lot of place to use it. So rather than building games around mechanics, they start just adding mechanics to games willy-nilly. Like Assassin's Creed was really bad for that in later years, and honestly is still pretty bad for that, because there's a bunch of shit that they've tacked on that frankly could have been done without. Apparently, Final Fantasy 16 turned out to be a pretty bad failure for Square Enix, because it was a pretty big PS5 exclusive and hardly anybody bought it.
You would think of Final
And then, their Dragon Quest game that they did. The funny thing is, Final Fantasy 16 isn't bad, but it's not Final Fantasy 13, for God's sake. Like, 13 is still the worst game in the fucking franchise, but...
13-2.
Okay, 13-2. 13... I was kind of counting them as the same game.
And plus, the thing is, at the very least...
series game, 13 would be on the list. And the
A lot of people give shit to Final Fantasy 8 as well.
Well, no,
and I'm like, I do.
Here's how I see it. Here's how I see
Like, I understand why you don't like 8's leveling system, but that you can do other things.
Yeah, you can do other things in that game.
Like the game.
Here's how I see it.
Yeah, go ahead, Gizmo.
Here's how I see it. Final Fantasy at the end. Final Fantasy is not just a series of games anymore. There have been multiple games in the series where it turned into their own franchise. The Final Fantasy VII franchise, the classic Final Fantasy franchise. Final Fantasy 13 franchise, Final Fantasy 10 franchise, that kind of thing. They turn into their own side franchises, if you know what I mean. Because now
Kingdom Hearts is a side franchise.
Well, Kingdom Hearts is its own thing. They have Disney, Pixar, they have Final Fantasy. It became its own thing at the end of the day. It's not really a Final Fantasy thing. It's more its own thing now. Final Fantasy, on the other hand, excuse me.
We interrupt this Spider-Man to bring you Resident Evil.
I feel like Final Fantasy had...
It's Final Fantasy is 1 through... 1 through 6... 1, 2, 6, 3,
well,
7...
here's the thing.
Okay.
4 also had its own spin-offs.
Right, but here's what I'm saying. The amount of them that have their own series and franchises are the classics... 7, 10, 13, and I believe the MMO. because because
Which one?
the MMO, Final Fantasy.
There's
what?
2.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but that one apparently people don't count that because they're not really adding anything anymore. It's its own it's its own thing where it does not even really a franchise. So
Well, Final Fantasy
Final
11 and
Fantasy-
14 are very strange because they shouldn't have been numbered entries in the franchise. They should have been like Final Fantasy Online and Final
Right.
Fantasy Online 2.
But
It's like how if they'd called... When did Final Fantasy Tactics come out?
Shit. Let's see. Before I think it was before Mortal Kombat 9.
Final Fantasy Tactics. 1997.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's like if they called that Final Fantasy 8, you know?
Well, because
Like, it would...
Tactics is stepped away from the formula of the normal Final Fantasy. That's the thing. It wasn't like a normal turn-based
Well, yeah,
game.
it's kind of expanding on it rather than
Right.
taking things away. People probably would have been more accepting of that as a Final Fantasy game, and then, you know...
Right, but when
Some
was
of
the
the
last
other-
time?
By the way,
But when was the last time you heard of anything from Tactics, like getting a sequel, prequel, remake? It's mostly
I know
been,
somebody.
It's mostly been the classic Final Fantasies run through 6, 7, 10, 13, and sometimes maybe something from the MMO that gets an update or something. And when I say MMO, I mean 14.
This is
'Cause, like-
PS5, where we can't shift focus
Like-
smoothly between cutscenes.
Like, there's always been remakes, resprites, 3D versions of Final Fantasy 1 through 5 of something. There's even been fan translations, fan hacks, fan remakes. that
Miles,
kind of
you're a
thing.
fucking idiot.
And when it
He really is.
Final Fantasy 7, they've gotten like the original game, the modern day remake, the side stories, the prequels, the cameos, and then they
Apparently,
then they went to 10, which like Final Fantasy 10, 10-2,
10-2.
cameos.
10, 10-2, 12, and Tactics all take place in the same universe.
Tactics and 12?
Tactics and 12 take place in the same universe. Actually, hang on.
Oh,
So I gotta pull this up here
Ain't that
because
kicking the ass.
this is stupidly complicated.
Oh, and then there's like 13,
Yeah.
then 13-2, and then 13-3, and there was like Lightning's Return, I think was 13-3.
Lightning Returns is 13-3.
Yeah, there you go. So it is
And-
13-3. Okay. And,
Okay,
And
so
the weird thing is that Lightning Returns is actually still really solid at a game.
okay,
Here,
so let's
it's kind of
let's
odd.
It's just
let's
kind
wrap
of-
up this for a beat because so the Ivalice Alliance series consists of Final Fantasy Tactics, Vagrant Story, Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy 12, Revenant Wings, Tactics War of the Alliance, A2 Grimoire of the Rift, War of the Alliance is a remake of the first game, Crystal Defenders, and part of 14's Stormblood. But Final Fantasy 10 and 12? No, I was wrong. Final Fantasy 10 takes place in the same universe as Final Fantasy 7. Sorry.
Yep, it's a prequel.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'm gonna say it. Oh, God damn it, I bumped the fucking screen.
By the way, the boss I'm fighting that I'm about to defeat is called Tharnus. His gimmick is that, you only can find his weak points using the thermal visor, and once you take it out, and once you bring it out to the open, you turn it off and
Actively
then you destroy it.
Mashing the dodge button, and you're not.
And here's the funniest
you.
cutscene in the game.
Now we just have to destroy all of this priceless pottery.
I love that. This one random rock just hits Fox Samus on the head. She's like, hey. That was funny. And now we've got the Yo-Yo Morph Ball. Well, actually, it's called the Spider Ball. A mechanic that was introduced in Metroid 2. Makes its first chronological appearance in this game. By that I mean, as in, the timeline. So, Gizmo, what were you able to do with the yo-yo?
Nothing. I never went to the yo-yo.
No, as in, were you able to do any tricks with the yo-yo?
No.
Really?
Like I said, I never went to the yo-yo.
No, I'm talking about, you know, a yo-yo.
Nope.
Alex, what about you?
I used to yo-yo.
I only yo-yoed. I never did any tricks. I was never able to.
I did a lot of stuff with my yo-yos. It was like,
wasn't able
Some
to
people-
do around the world. I wasn't able to do walk the dog. I wasn't able to do the big radar. None of that.
I managed to get most of those and do them pretty well, but unfortunately, yeah, I never had that great of a yo-yo to work with, and my favorite yo-yo got busted, so I stopped doing it after that.
It's a really underrated toy. I forget that yo-yo lasted so long. I don't think they ever stopped making it.
No, they actually make competition yo-yos now.
Yeah. There's yo-yo competitions. People forget. That's not
Yeah.
just a cartoon thing.
Oh, just construction sites.
There's like
More
people-
side questing.
And people also forget that there's all kinds of yo-yos. There's like the yo-yo ball, there's the yo stick, there's metal yo-yos, wooden yo-yos, plastic yo-yos. That's obvious. I think there's even glass yo-yos.
You're gonna interrupt this Spider-Man to bring you Metal Gear Solid. Deception, trophy earned. Why is the spider symbol inside of the?
I swear, if I could ever find twin snakes at a convention, I'm gonna be getting that.
I have.
And
Like-
be streaming it. Yeah.
I have it. I streamed it.
I am so fucking unhappy that they're not putting Twin Snakes in the Metal Gear Solid Legacy, whatever the fuck collection. Oh, hey, Jameson.
It probably has to do with something to do with Silicon Knights.
Now, Silicon Knights got themselves into a lot of trouble with Too Human, but apparently, part of that was Epic Games' fault, from what I hear. So,
Epic Games doing something bad, surely it's just.
yeah. Oh yeah, the guy from Unity is stepping down, by the way.
Good.
After all that shit that happened.
Making a dumb shit move like that, you better step down.
Can't say I'm surprised.
You soggy granola bar. Fucking
So, Gizmo.
non-alcoholic beer.
So, Miles is basically immune to Electro, I guess.
Makes sense. I guess.
So Gizmo, what is a classic Metroid game you would always go back to? So if you were feeling like playing a 2D side scroller?
The NES version.
How exactly do you have the permits to run this garbage across the fucking... Where did you come from?
I have never really heard anybody say the NES version of Metroid 1.
Said 2D side scroller.
Yeah,
I mean, most people would go for, like, Super Metroid, Metroid Zero Mission, and fucking AM2R, or Metroid 2, you know, for either Game Boy
Samus
or
Return.
3DS.
Something about
yeah,
the
Samus
classic,
Returns,
though, I don't
Metroid
know.
2.
I think I must
And
it's-
Spider-Man is dead
I think
again.
it's PS4 original game that
And by the way, Gizmo, have you ever tried Engage Ridley, motherfucker?
Please don't, by the way.
It's a fucking hilarious cheat that just, you know, turns your game into a Pac-Man game.
Except on 3DS at one point, where it actually bricked the system.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Engage Ridley Motherfucker is a code that sets your game time to like 65 trillion years or some shit.
What the fuck?
That's odd.
Yeah, hang on.
Very random.
Kind of funny space bonus. Water seems just as fast as it rushes
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. So, no, it's 314 years worth of game time, not millions of years, but it is 2 million and 2,861,643. No, 2,861,643,271 in-game seconds.
That is the most random yet specific amount of time any kind of code will ever put on your console.
Yeah.
So odd.
Yeah, it results in Ridley having been defeated and freezes the game because you're stuck in a position that is you're basically stuck in a position that's completely invalid.
Yep. Somebody. I can't believe they actually put that in that game.
It's one of those things where it wasn't. It's the result of the way the password system was programmed, and it's one of those things that you can't really foresee in terms of programming, because it's like the way. So let me just go ahead and run through this. So.
Okay, so...
Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, so if you put in E7 gauge Ridley in motherfuckage, the game is actually playable, but you have to use the controller glitch to backtrack to Mother Brain. And otherwise, you're just stuck. Yeah. Guru Larry has a great video about this where he explains the ins and outs of it. The way the password system in Metroid was programmed into the game, the system basically just kind of overloads.
I mean, it is the NES era.
Yeah.
By the way, so recently, in terms of me getting in our commission, and I ended up having a commission done for the pairing of Koichi Hirose and Yukiko Yamagishi from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They're part 4, Gizmo. As in the part where Vic Mignogna is actually a main character. And essentially it's like they're out on the beat. Agent trying to get a tan and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, this turned out really, really nice. If you want to know who the artist is who makes some of these things that I share on Twitter, go check out Nick Ash on DeviantArt. They do really good stuff. And if you want to commission them, feel free to give them like a DM and whatnot.
I just finished training another voice.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
I fell asleep and forgot there was a stream.
It happens.
Yeah. So Gizmo, how's Minute World been?
Doing alright. He hasn't been in a few streams, but I think he's doing alright.
Alright.
I'm starting to feel like a champ.
I mean, that assumes that this isn't my business.
But it is your business, Alex, don't you know?
Oh yeah.
People, don't you know? Don't you know it's about time?
It's Veda
Okay,
time.
so there's supposed to be a platform around here-ish.
What about here?
Hmm?
What about over here?
No.
What about here?
Anyway, so there's supposed to be a platform around here-ish.
Are you sure? I
There's
thought it was
that
over
supposed
here.
Welcome to Scenic Here with Open
Okay.
Bar.
What about over there?
Gonna kick your ass from here to right over there.
So
Danger,
anyway,
danger.
as I was saying,
Damn it.
so
I thought I was gonna be able.
There's like an invisible platform in that area that I was just at,
Yeah, fuck up.
and sometimes you can sequence break the game, aim to get it before you get the ability to see invisible platforms and whatnot. And the thing is, the only way you could actually see it is with the X-ray visor.
Granny asked me to. No doubt, I'd love to. Our car should race as a team. Life can be lonely.
Real.
You should try.
It's really intriguing how one of the things that it took for Metroid to really resurface in popularity was not only Mercury Steam making not just one but two Metroid titles, and both of them were really good, just really hard. Like seriously, if you ever play Metroid Dread or Samus Returns, you are gonna get your ass kicked.
Somebody's gonna get their ass
Oh
kicked.
yeah.
Somebody's gonna get the wig split. Somebody's gonna get that. Alex, you know that song.
Oh yeah.
It's Mark Henry's song.
Yeah, speaking of which,
What's up?
Fastlane happened.
Oh, yeah. Really? After all this time.
What happened over the weekend?
I thought that was a winter pay-per-view.
Fastlane came back?
I thought Fastlane was coming up right now. Hang on.
No, it happened like 2
Yeah,
days ago.
Fastlane. Yeah,
And
Fastlane happened 2 days ago, yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah, it happened 2 days ago. It happened on a Saturday. First Fastlane held since 2021. First to be held on a Saturday, first to be held in October. Sure, that's a bunch of dubious honors, but, you know, heavily qualified statements galore.
How was Eugene came back? Hot take?
So
I don't even really remember Eugene.
where was
some
Roman
people
Reigns?
say like some people try to do what I'm doing right now. Oh, like right at the end of Metroid Prime.
Alex, where was Roman
Because
Reigns?
you don't need to do the like until the very end of the game. You don't need to search for the chosen artifacts. You just need to, get through the game and get all the power.
I was asking where Roman Reigns is.
Hang on. I just have a quick question. Why the fuck was Fastlane held before the Royal Rumble?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Oh, lovely.
because the Royal Rumble is coming up in January. And then Elimination Chamber happens. And then it's WrestleMania XL.
What do you mean, Hulkamania?
Like, Survivor Series is coming up after Crown Jewel. And Fastlane into Survivor Series, Fastlane into Crown Jewel into Survivor Series, wasn't the whole point of Fastlane that it was supposed to be, like the Fastlane to WrestleMania?
Wait, this is a WrestleMania. Isn't there also a Hall of Fame?
Yeah, there's a new Hall of Fame coming up this year.
Who's been inducted so far?
I don't know.
Kane, I think.
Was he already?
Kane fucking better be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I thought he was already
He
in the
hasn't
Hall of
been.
Fame.
He was
breaking the speed
he
limit
was
out
inducted
outside my
either
room.
this year or last year. I remember.
There's one recurring enemy that I cannot, for the life of me, stand. In this game, it's these fuckers. They're known as the Chozo Ghosts.
I don't know about no
And-
Chozo Ghosts from WWE.
Looks like you had more than you
No, I'm
so-
talking about out in my game.
The owner does
Okay, so apparently Batista
playing
is
Metroid
set to
Prime.
be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I get it. But, I mean, I get it, but
I mean, he's the only one they've announced.
before Kane,
Let's see here. Oh wait, no, Rey Mysterio has been announced. The Great Muta has been announced. Stacy Keibler, Andy Kaufman.
okay.
Apparently Tim White is going to get the Warrior Award.
I'm hearing some names that make sense, especially Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Why is
Booyaka,
the Great
booyaka.
Useless announced?
Booyaka, booyaka, that's one night.
So apparently Batista hasn't been and isn't going to be announced yet. And for this, he's just on the roster as to be inducted eventually.
Eventually, maybe. You don't know.
Oh yeah, today is Columbus Day. I forgot about that.
I completely
Yes,
forgot about that
happy-
too.
Yes, happy Columbus Indigenous whatever day.
Happy Leif Erikson's Day.
Dinga binga dinga.
Thank you. I forgot how that went.
See.
So,
Let's get one thing straight. You're a minor, all right? Now, what you need to do is you need to get off Twitter and do your homework and leave us the hell alone.
That's nice. Who is that?
Said every last paperwork artist out there.
Oh, okay.
That's Hades from Hercules. I
Mason,
actually sent that to
you do
Kevin.
wonderful work with that.
Well, that's because it's voice conversion. Voice conversion, it's just, it comes out a lot smoother than the text to speech. I also sent it to Alex the other day. At least I think I did. But I guess I didn't send it to Gizmo. Let me see. Hades. There it is. Now I did.
Okay, so since I got the spider ball,
When you get done, I have a hilarious story I want to tell.
so
Nitro is trying to pass you. You don't step on a snake.
Let's get one.
Okay.
Are you
I
ready?
just played.
Kevin, are you done?
no, I wasn't. I mean,
He
Okay,
didn't
go
even
ahead.
start yet.
okay, so one thing in since I now have the spider ball, I now have the ability to travel up these magnetic tracks that are on various walls and whatnot.
Spiders!
So what I'm going to try.
spiders.
So what the game will want me to do is, you know,
You're doomed. Doomed!
is go through a bunch of spider ball tracks and, you know, see where I could go.
Balls.
Oh, and if you had the hint system turned on, the game will explicitly tell you where you should probably be going. I do not have this system turned on because I'm like, yeah, I've already played this game before. I know where I'm going.
Sorry, I'm in a bad funk. I'd rather not. No way.
You know, Alex, I
I
still don't understand how I could possibly have a somewhat better memory than you do at times.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, how do I remember half of this stuff?
You probably go back and listen to more of our content than we do, because I have a very specific taste for the things that I re-listen to, and then, but I think you wind up going through most of it.
I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll be right back.
Well,
So,
sometimes go
I guess-
back and reread some of the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
That I do, so that when I go back and try to redo it,
What
in a way,
the
I'll
fuck?
know what I might need to improve. And I forgot to mention one thing with the boost ball mechanic in this game. There are half pipes scattered throughout Talon 4, or that you're gonna need to navigate. Now, Alex, I'm gonna ask a question. And so, in terms of control schemes, which one sounds the most appealing to you? Oh, in this game, the original game.
Standard FPS.
Oh, so when you get to streaming this game, you're just gonna do standard FPS controls?
Yes, I am not going to use the original control scheme. That's fucking bullshit.
I actually like both the original control scheme and the trilogy version.
Yeah, I'd go with the trilogy version. I remember a lot of people complained about the trilogy version making the game too easy.
Oh, please.
It's like the fucking morons who complain that the 360 whip control in Castlevania 4 ruined the game.
Oh no, that thing that made it a hard game actually more surmountable.
Yeah, like
it's
additional
such a bad
playability.
thing.
Additional playability is not going to make it. Just design the fucking game around the whip controls. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And future Castlevania games didn't have 360 weapon control. Oh, and it's fucking irritated me in my whole goddamn life.
Yeah, I feel you deeply there. The one time it did was the first was the prologue segment of Symphony of the Night, where Richter had all these insane abilities to literally flex on Dracula, and you literally couldn't die.
And that's not even entirely what I mean by that, Head, because like you can do it, but you can only like twirl, you can twirl the whip around, but you can't like strike up and down and diagonally and things like that.
Actually, I think you can. Not much.
Oh, I just wanted to.
I was telling Alex about how it's like since there's 3 control schemes in Metroid Prime Remastered, I was asking him which one would he go for, and one of the choices he ended up choosing was the
trilogy.
Well, that and also the a traditional first-person shooter controls.
I mean, that is the trilogy controls, isn't it?
No. The trilogy controls is what I'm using, the pointer, as in I'm using both Joy-Cons to control this
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no, I'd probably do something like that too. Like, I'd try it out at the very least.
Yeah, just try out all
Anyways.
the control schemes.
Gizmo, I have a funny story I want to tell.
No. Okay, go ahead.
Also,
Around
I'm
where
here.
I live, there's a little thing that goes on called Cruising the Coast, where a bunch of people in classic cars come around and, you know, they show them off and you know, do shit.
Okay. Doesn't sound so. It doesn't sound bad so far.
Yeah. But that leads to a lot of people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people doing what?
A lot of people who are idiots driving around. And sorry, trying to figure out how to get this thing set up. There we go.
Okay. Like what? Like
Anyways,
doing donuts in the middle of the street or something?
well, that's been an issue.
They play music so loud. Are they the type of people that play their music so loud?
That is a different issue.
They have loud engines.
So what happened? Someone stole a Rolls Royce and decided to
Okay, no.
race with it?
So here's what happened. And so I was, you know what people like to do in the back of pickup trucks when they're driving down the road?
Have sex in it.
Okay, so you're not the first person to say something like that, but you're wrong.
Huh. Sleep?
So, what's something that people do in the back of pickup trucks that they shouldn't be doing, but isn't, and is illegal, but isn't sexual in nature?
Riding.
Yes. Yes, literally. You know, like these people there were people in the back of this, looked like about a 1980-something pickup truck.
Okay.
Kind of like Marty McFly's, but blue,
with
lawn chairs.
Oh god.
Set up in the back of the pickup truck. Like folding lawn chairs.
What the fuck?
That is in no way safe.
Nope.
No. And there were kids
Did
in that
somebody-
pickup truck, in the back of that pickup truck too.
Even worse.
Oh dear.
Like two little kids and a man. And
a man.
You know,
I'm gonna guess
they got pulled over by the cops. And I got to see that happen. It was like I almost got to see the cops' gears turning, because it was like he was like cruising along, and then all of a sudden and he like kind of changed and like flashed his lights on. And so it was like it was almost like he did a double take. And it was like, wait, what, are they seriously fucking doing that?
I guess he just didn't realize at first what was going on, because why would anyone do that?
Yeah. I don't know what... People have done shit like that before. Like,
Car surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody actually ran through a hedge and collided with a... they ran through a hedge, collided with a gas pump, and drove into the gas station in a pickup truck with two bimbos in the front seat and kids in the back, and the guy who was driving was drunk.
Sounds like a regular day in Florida.
Yeah, well, that happened in my town about 10 years ago.
Jesus. Well, we learned something today.
Well.
And
knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Schmo.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
G.I. Schmo was there. and here, and there, and over there. That was drunk driving.
And now I gotta go. Oh, kill some ghosts.
Or bust them.
Ghostbusters.
Sadly, the Wave Buster is not a method I could use to kill Chozo ghosts.
Busting,
Damn.
I'm busting. Busting a nut.
Gross.
Yeah, I always find that funny.
Yeah.
Luckily,
I
all it
don't
takes
know.
is one super missile and one charge shot from my power beam. And I do stress my power beam and not any other weapon, because literally nothing else hurts them.
So those grenades take a lot longer to go off once you pick them up.
Lightning round. When it comes to news, it looks like an ex-Metal Slug developer has announced a game called Black Finger Jet.
Yeah, let me get to the Metal Slug successor.
Considering this is an ex-developer of Metal Slug, it looks to be just another Metal Slug, but that's not a bad thing. I miss Metal Slug.
I mean,
just as much
I
as
hope it turns out
don't
better
know.
than that spiritual successor to Mega Man we had that one time.
Mega Man Dive.
I was talking
No,
about
the other
Mighty
one.
Number
Mighty
Nine.
Number 9.
AKA,
It's
AKA
better than nothing.
nothing.
Oh,
And
fuck
also... Oh,
Made
and
an
also...
anime
Time to make the
fan
bad
fan
guys
fan.
cry like an anime fan on prom night.
What's sad is that game looks at least at the very most just decent. It's just that their advertising campaign made them look like a bunch of jackasses.
Well, the game was so
Yeah.
broken on the Wii U at launch that it didn't that it almost bricked systems.
Yeah.
Almost.
Also, did we really need a free appendix?
And apparently Freedom Planet was like that too, to the point where when the developers gave me a preview key and then immediately said, don't use this, the game's broken.
Okay, so...
It was to the point where the preview key was messed up?
Damn.
Yeah, so before the game before the game launched was when God damn it. So before the game launched was when they found the bug, and they said don't do it, don't play it, don't even download it.
Don't cross the streams.
Okay.
Except
And they gave me
do.
and they gave me a PC version of the game instead. And so
Well, I'm a little worried now because I actually have Mighty Number 9 on Wii U. I didn't play.
Oh,
it
they
yet.
fixed it.
Okay, good.
But you have to have
you know,
a patch.
What about Freedom Planet?
Freedom Planet has
Freedom
been
Planet's
fixed,
like-
although I'd recommend the Switch version over the Wii U
cool.
version.
By the way, Alex, there was a funny bit in the Brain Scratch playthrough of that game in where when the characters crashed the plane, the game crashed.
Huh.
Oh. Huh.
It sounds like sounds like something the X-Men Genesis game would do.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
and
feel like this wasn't on purpose, you know?
no, it wasn't. It's just one of those incidental things that happened to end up being funny.
Speaking of rare moments, a super rare Nintendo 64 controller could fetch over £1,000 at auction.
Is it one of the golden ones?
Actually, no, it's not one of the colored ones. It happens to look like leopard print,
Is it?
like snow leopard print
What?
almost.
Link me to that. Actually, hang on. That's probably in the thing,
It
isn't it?
is actually. It's
Okay.
a very rare controller. Oy. I have never seen a pattern like this on any N64 controller. I'm more used to either the normal color, the clear, or the shinies. You know, gold, silver, platinum, that kind of thing. This is like something else. This is like a pattern you see only on what speedos on men that are too old, or lingerie on women that are also too actually my taste.
Oh, yeah.
Cougars.
There was that.
Cougars.
There was
milfs.
there was that hatful boyfriend thing last week about how the people who did that never got
Yeah, I was actually going to get.
never got paid by Epic.
I was actually going to get.
Oh,
to
the
that.
Tinkerer has escaped.
I was actually going to get to
I
that.
didn't pause
after
the
this
game.
little-
Oh no, whatever shall we do?
I was actually going to get to that after this little bit of news that someone made a fan-made port of SNK versus Capcom for the Commodore 64.
Okay.
Like
I actually can't find the rare N64 controller
it's
on
like,
in the news topics.
it's right there. It's this super rare N64 controller could fetch P1000. It's right under the Blackfinger Jet news.
Blackfingered Jet.
News and topic suggestions.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And now.
Oh, Blackfingered Jet.
Damn, Mono.
Now I
Huh,
gotta go
that is an interesting controller.
Yeah, very interesting design.
Gifted the customized pad produced by a company called Fox Data. One of 4 designs were Desert Storm, Red Rain, Purple Forest, and Chrome Leopard.
Here we go again.
I've never seen a design like that. It's really interesting.
Apparently they had chrome ones as well.
I believe that.
The Desert Storm camo looks really fucking cool.
It does. But now on to sadder news. Like you said before,
Collateral damage? What's that?
like you said before, the creator of Hatful Boyfriend, the infamous dating sim where you're going around dating birds like your Review Tech USA. Apparently,
pigeons.
Apparently, she's never been paid royalties from Epic ever.
Wow.
You would think that.
Yeah.
You would think that any indie developer that sold any amount of copies anywhere on whether it be digital or physical would get some sort of payback. 5%, 10%, 20%, 50%, 1% for God's sake, but nothing. She's been given nothing.
Nada. Zilch.
And this wasn't. And this wasn't just a meme game.
Steroids, Miles. It's steroids.
This wasn't just a meme game. This had patches. This had fan art, fan works. I think this had some mods. I think this even had some like.
Yeah, Hatful Boyfriend has quite a following.
It does.
It's bizarre, but
like keep in mind, this is the story behind this is that the last remaining human girl on Earth has nobody to flirt with but birds and pigeons. Again, this feels like a Review Tech USA dating sim.
Look at this. Look at this right here. She's not destroying the road. The rubble she's creating is generative.
Which is stupid.
This is PS5, ladies and gentlemen.
She actually tried to bring it up with Epic, but all they said was, we're looking into this and the team will be reaching out to you directly.
Yeah.
And
this after Epic made a whole big song and dance about how they give indie developers and other people a better cut than Steam does. You remember that, where they were trying to get more people by giving people supposedly a better cut than Steam did?
It's a shame.
You know what I'd appreciate? Not going to cutscene every 5 seconds in this awesome action scene.
Yeah. You know what I'd also appreciate? A lot of things.
Why did this... These death wheels aren't even causing permanent damage to the side of the building.
Speaking of things, how many of you like Ghibli? Don't answer that, because apparently the government organized Studio Ghibli-themed matchmaking event have been bombarded with applications in Japan.
Really?
cool.
Oh.
I mean, this is Ghibli we're talking about. You've seen Ghibli. Everyone here has at least heard or seen one Ghibli movie, or at least, if not at all, at least heard of a Ghibli movie. You know, Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso, that kind of thing, right?
Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my favorite movies ever made.
We've at least heard of these movies, if not seen them.
Spirited Away.
A matchmaking service that's themed around...
Jesus fucking Christ, Miles, you're a goddamn Now we're just ripping off The Amazing Spider-Man here.
Like, a matchmaking service themed around the Ghibli movies, that's just waiting to get money. That's just waiting for the money to roll into their pockets. That's like Sega hosting a Sega themed boxing event. You know that's gonna get people like buying tickets right away. Like right here, quote saying, "We were surprised. Perhaps it was the unusual nature of the event, that it was on such a large scale with 400 people expected, that drew interest. Or perhaps there were simply many people looking for a place to meet other people." 400 for a matchmaking event. 1,175 men and 1,074 women would be meeting, and they got 400 people just applying.
Dang.
Oh.
You have new suits or mods available for purchase.
No, I don't. I mean, oh, right.
Let's see here. I can get the homemade suit, the track suit, the strike suit, the Crimson Cowl suit, Brooklyn Visions Academy suit, which is a dead giveaway of my secret identity, the animated suit, the end suit,
and I think
Miles 2099.
You might want to hold on to your heartstrings, because this is the beginning of more bad news. The artist for Shining Force, Yoshitaka Tamaki, has passed away.
Ah, man.
He's also been known for working on Little Buster Q, Landstalker, and the Alundra series. He was only 58 years old.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
He was also known for making he was also involved in Shining Tears Neo, Shining Soul, as well as, again, Alundra. Yeah, 58. It's been revealed on September 29th that the artist has been getting medical treatment, but apparently it didn't work.
Man.
Yeah.
More bad news. The creator of Pibby, George Greenlee, confirms that the show hasn't been greenlit and likely won't be. For those of you who've forgotten or don't know, Pibby was this little April Fool's trailer of sorts, where what seemed like an elementary school level cartoon character is caught up in this creepypasta style horror thing going around, where shows are getting corrupted and like they're like stretching and becoming monsters and such. So she's traveling to other genres of shows, like the Disney afternoon shows, superhero shows, to try and not only like escape but also save the cartoon world of sorts. It's a parody of sorts, I guess, but it's also horror. People actually loved it enough so much that they were hoping that it would be greenlit into an actual show. Fortunately, doesn't look like it will.
But it never happened.
No, it looks
like...
Well,
Cartoon Network doesn't know how to print money, do they?
Yeah, it's always Cartoon Network. Nickelodeon knows how, but apparently Cartoon Network is still bent out of shape somehow.
Ow.
Like, keep in mind, they're still showing Teen Titans Go reruns. Like, fuck's sake. Can we just let it go? You're not SpongeBob. You're just airing reruns at this point.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network. What?
And meanwhile, so Gizmo, I've been showcasing Teen Titans in Zo 3 to Seamus, and he's certainly been enjoying it so far.
I bet. Yeah, he said he loved. He said he loved the Starfire character. I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah.
Adorkable.
Yes, he does.
Yes, she is adorable. Whether she be
yes, and actually adorkable, by the way. Hey, not not Wolfenstein Youngblood adorkable.
Oh, for fuck. That's not adorkable.
Not McGann. And whose character was ruined by later seasons.
Season 2. Fuck Season 2.
And Season 3. And Season 4.
That almost goes without saying, but yeah.
Since you're already in a bad mood, I don't think this will help. Harvard University. That should ring a bell in anybody's ears. We've at least heard of it, just like, how the sky is blue, grass is green. Apparently,
Crime Wave in Gotham.
Harvard has gotten the worst score ever for free speech rankings.
Oh, wow.
Keep in mind, Harvard University is one of the is basically on the higher tier learning of schools that people strive to go to. It's either Harvard, it's up there. Tokyo U, Harvard University, those kind of schools that people strive to go to because they think that they got the best chance of making it after graduating there. 75% of the schools surveyed in each of the past 4 years, and this is the one that gets the worst ranking.
What the fuck?
And I'm quoting here, last year it ranked 170 out of 203 schools. And this year, Harvard completed its downward spiral in dramatic fashion, coming in dead last. Dead last, with the worst score ever, 0.00 out of a possible 100.00. This earns it the notorious distinction of being the only school ranked this year within, quote, abysmal, unquote, speech climate. This is a university.
Destroy the things to get to the thing.
The thingamathing, my thingamajig.
Now I'm helping Roxanne.
Do the thing.
Yeah, I guess that's one college I won't be going to. And if my kids say they were going to Harvard, I'm telling them, no, you're not. More cringy than sad, Magic the Gathering is considering removing druids and shamans, tomato, due to religious sensitivities. Witches have already been removed for similar reasons.
That's fucking bizarre.
Weird.
Magic the Gathering. It's
imagine
in the name. Why would you remove witches?
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine being a game that people considered quote-unquote satanic at one point, now being so pussified that we can't even have a fucking I'm distracted by the adaptive rumble on this.
Imagine they did the same thing with
I prefer the classic DualShock stuff,
Imagine they did the same thing with Call of Duty and they decided to remove all the guns. I'm like, bro, it's in the name. Why would you remove the guns? These are soldiers fighting.
Yeah.
It's not even. I don't get how even board games are getting caught up on this. Like, I'm seeing figurines where I'm seeing like little goblins and stuff like that are now in wheelchairs.
These are not solve.
These are not modified.
You could solve all those fucking disabilities with magic.
Right. Yeah. That's what people have brought up. That's what people have been saying. Why would you have figurines that have them stuck in wheelchairs when you easily have magic? Just cast heal. You don't need the wheelchair. Oh, but I am in a wheelchair. No, but this is fantasy. You can just, say that I heal my legs. Roll a D20.
I can't throw my shield like Captain America in real life, but I did that in a game of D&D once, and it saved the fucking day. So,
Shit, where'd my Wiimote go?
Why is Roxanne still after me after I helped them out?
Because
are they stupid?
Yes, they
stupid.
are.
They want power.
Roxxon,
Power.
Roxxon's a fucking fuel company. Why do they have private militia? Hang on. Once again, I'm going to bring this up. This seems like, with as much shit that goes on in New York City right now, I feel like we ought to have the Avengers, just like constantly on patrol.
Yeah, that's literally, you could say about every time something goes wrong in New York.
It's part of a story.
I mean, we gotta give the Platinum Man his moment.
I mean, not that I don't think that, these guys can handle themselves, it's just that we can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, that's literally the whole point of the goddamn Justice League. Superman said so himself in the first episode of the show.
But that's the problem with superhero teams. Whenever something goes wrong, so everyone always asks, just call the League.
Speaking of nations, National Geographic will end sales period starting next year, and we'll focus on digital subscriptions.
Now, Time Magazine did something like that too, and I can't help but feel like this is going to wind up going downhill soon.
For those who don't know what National Geographic is, basically it's like the Discovery Channel, except you're reading instead of listening and watching.
Pretty sure I've read a couple of them now.
You'll find them everywhere. You'll find them in in doctors' offices, libraries, schools.
I loved reading National Geographics. They always had very interesting covers, and they always stood out a mile away.
And now we get the gravity suit.
Now that's not going to happen anymore.
Which, fun little detail about this game, and in Prime 2, when you get at the gravity suit, or in Prime 2, the gravity booster, you'll not only be able to move around better in water, but you'll also actually have a much clearer vision in the water. It's kind of blurry at first, whereas when you're down there, or with just either your power suit or your various suit. How does that detail sound?
That's pretty good.
Well, you know what's not good? Police have arrested former Ubisoft bosses, 6 of them after sexual misconduct complaints.
Jeez.
6 of them. Not 1, not 2.
6.
Gotta
do it.
You know what's funny?
It's gotten somewhat ridiculous, isn't it? Like, first Activision, then Ubisoft. And honestly, there's probably more.
You know what's funny is that if there was any other company, I'd be surprised, but because of how bad the reputation Ubisoft has been getting, it's not surprising me at all. Like, somehow something like this is gonna happen.
Yeah, they're a shit place to work at, and they're a shit company to buy games from. It's like EA and fucking Activision all over again. And I wouldn't have been surprised if it came out that there were like criminal sexual impropriety coming out of fucking EA, you know?
At least with EA, the only reason why they're getting any kind of controversy is because, well, they're EA. They've done stupid decisions like canceling games, they bought other companies just to run them down. They keep on making Madden after MLB, after NHL, after NFL, after
Well, they don't have the MLB license, and fortunately, they have lost the FIFA license.
But you know what I mean, right? They think that they can survive off of Madden sports teams as well, and every time they try going out of their own comfort zone, even if they do good, the cons greatly outweigh the pros. For example, Brutal Legend. Great marketing campaign. The game came out pretty good, but you shut down the company itself. No, Double Fine's all right, but no. Remember Dead Space?
I remember what they did to the guys who made it. I remember what they did to the guys who made the other game. Fucking Battlefront.
Right.
Pandemic Studios.
Look what happened there. The most they have to deal with EA is stupid decisions. Ubisoft, on the other hand, 6 former bosses arrested for sexual goddamn misconduct. You might as well just say they're arrested for rape. Because holy shit, 6. It would have been enough if you just said 1. 6.
Yeah, and this is actual arrests, not just Me Too.
Yeah. God, I still can't wrap my head around this. 6.
French Canadians, they wanna rape you and then make you kill yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, calm down.
That's the Canadian healthcare system for you.
Calm down there, cutie pie.
And for for legal reasons, that was a joke.
They're gonna rape in Minecraft.
Start paying attention.
In Roblox.
In Minecraft.
God.
In Street Fighter. No, they probably did that with cannons in the background. I did not forget I said that.
No.
Ooh, 6. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. Fucking 6. Okay. Red Dead Redemption gets 60 frames per second option. Only on PS5.
Of course.
Ugh.
This is on Switch. This is going on PS4. You're telling me you can't make 60 frames per second on either of those consoles?
It's an Xbox 360 game, motherfucker.
And it's eventually going to hit PC now that it's on these consoles. You're telling me that they can't make it to 60 frames? Bro, there have been people who capped Switch games to 60 frames.
And further proof that the PS5 has no games.
One game! I don't know why. I bought a PS5 with no games to buy.
Edgeworth.
Still waiting. I want to preload Spider-Man 2, guys.
You want to preload on something? Preload on Cyberpunk 2077 because it's getting a live-action adaptation.
Of course it is.
That's interesting. Apparently Bethesda is also what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck? I mean, that's not the first time I've heard that.
No, I'm okay. So Bethesda is apparently trying to make a live-action Skyrim movie.
What part? What story?
The answer is yes. No.
That's the problem. Just do what TMZ did. Just try and make a movie that just so happens to make
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best option.
God.
There's no way you can make a movie straight up based on the movie without fucking it up somehow.
Ooh, that's smart.
Sorry, every time some of the time I end up thinking of Hishy Chewbacca.
Chewie!
Yeah!
Chewbacca!
By the way, Gizmo, you want to know one image that
More side quest.
that Alex had put in my head that I would have loved to see?
No. Okay, what?
If in Soul Society there existed a Wookiee as a Soul Reaper.
Oh yeah, we talked about that at the beginning.
Imagine a Soul Reaper Wookiee just carrying off the arms of Omar.
That was part of the image I had.
What the hell is this hairy thing? You're what? You want to one what? Oh, wait. Your name is Chewie? Baka? You realize that means
So
in the
I
language,
just
right?
I just saw something hilarious.
What?
r/ask Reddit. What stopped you from killing yourself? Do you want to take any guesses? I called the suicide emergency hotline and no one picked up. I thought it was so ironic and hilarious it made me laugh and temporarily not think of suicide.
That's actually pretty funny. Ironically,
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's so wrong, yet it's so
It is
funny.
wrong, but that's what makes it funny. How much of a jackass
Yep.
you gotta be that you're not gonna pick up a suicide hotline?
Okay, so I have a story about that. Not about me personally, but Lord Cat. Everybody know who Lord Cat is?
Only the name.
No.
Okay, so it's irrelevant for this story. So Lord Cat is a YouTuber who ran an investigation into a suicide prevention hotline service known as Trans Lifeline, and I believe you can still find the information about it on whatever the modern equivalent of the Kiwi Farms is.
Kiwi
and I
Farms.
believe somebody
Kiwi
has.
Farms is actually up.
It's still technically
Well,
up.
it's up. I'm just talking about the address.
Right,
you know?
right. I get you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, and he did some investigation into Trans Lifeline, and Trans Lifeline was supposed to be a suicide prevention in service for genderqueer, non-binary, transgender, etc. Fuck.
XYZ 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that. And he called them and said, you know, just because the people behind it were fucking suspect already. And he said, you know, well, I'm suicidal, and I need help. And they asked, "Are you trans?" And he said, "I don't know." And they said, "Well, you better figure it out." And hung up on him.
What the fuck?
That's
horrible. That's even
Yeah.
worse than the suicide hotline and not picking up.
Yeah, it's like not picking up is worse than hanging up. It
Yeah.
isn't worse than hanging up on somebody like that. That's gonna make people feel fucking alone.
Dude, like it's one.
Like you're a suicide prevention hotline. I don't care. Like if you, it's like you put together like a suicide prevention hotline.
I lowered the audio on my game so that I could avoid getting a copyright claim.
For specifically, like this is like I'm going to use a Marvel example here. If somebody shows up at your suicide prevention thing for mutants and says, you know, hey, I'm thinking of killing myself, and they're, you know, and they're not a mutant, you still, like, you're still a suicide prevention thing,
right?
You know, like, talk to them. Try to see if they're in a good mental space before you say goodbye.
And figure it out. Like, that's why they're calling you, because they can't figure it out themselves. They need someone to talk to. Like, okay, so
well, you know,
I can tell you right now, I have my issues with like the trans community. There's one or two things they've done, maybe three. But this is a good thing. A trans suicide hotline. That's a good thing because it's usually after they transition that they have thoughts like this. So it should help them out, right? But
right, but
just tell them
if you run a fucking scam, it
yeah, and the outright saying like, just figure it the fuck out before you call me. What? You're the reason. Now you're like another reason why they commit suicide. The fuck is that shit?
Yeah. Now, speaking of transphobia, by the way, people have been accusing Andrew Gray, the former I say, he was the Super Megaforce and Megaforce Red Ranger of transphobia because he reposted something from, I think it was PragerU on Twitter or something like that. Quite frankly, dear God, how weak are you?
People have accused me of being racist just for retweeting a video of a turtle. all attacking a guy's shoe just because it's
Yeah.
That's a
black.
common,
Well,
but this is common knowledge at
Turtles-
at this point that
Yeah.
do that. Dark colored objects. It's not even.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
but
turtles
people-
have eyes
Yeah, but
specifically
this
made.
going back into the thing I got that people have gotten on me for after with Zeno Robinson. It's like they use that as a slight against me. Yeah, I'm like, oh, so just because of my reposts, I'm somehow a bigot. And then they also use the fact that I said regarding, remember when people were telling white people to stay out of the theater or for Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I said in regards to that article brought up by Bounding into Comics, do you want this movie to be successful or no? Make up your mind. As in, you can't just rely on one part of the community to see a movie. When you need, a lot of people are willing to see a superhero movie about a black superhero.
Well, let's not forget these are the same kind of people who don't know Stan Lee.
Yeah.
When Stan Lee was the one who practically created the Black Panther.
Yeah, he did. And I'm just like, if you're gonna accuse me of being a supposed bigot, at the very least, have some kind of proof that I have ever said anything resembling a racist remark. Like, please have something instead of just saying it just because I dare to criticize someone's morally questionable decision and who happen to be black. Because trust me, I would do the same thing to literally anybody else. I have criticized multiple people before, or I've quit. I do not have any prejudice against specific people or the specific races of people. I have a prejudice against stupid people, well, as in people who decide to be stupid on the internet. For no goddamn reason.
You really want to team up? No way. Your car is impressive.
That is the only prejudice I have.
No, my racing style is too deep.
Sorry, but your luck has run out.
Apologies. Is for disrupting anything from this conversation. Is there anything else about this you wanted to bring up? Gizmo?
What, the cyberpunk thing?
So yeah, I did have something I wanted to. Bring up. So somebody said that Andrew Gray, he said on Facebook that Jason David Frank was going to go to hell because he committed suicide, right? And that lie made its way halfway around on the Power Rangers fandom before before the internet had a chance to debunk it, because that wasn't Andrew Gray who said that. That was some fucker.
Yeah.
Just some random guy said that.
Yeah, there's no way someone...
And like, I don't know what Andrew Gray's opinion about this is, and quite frankly, nobody
cares. Nobody cares.
Well, I know that it's not that.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Because I'm sure Andrew Gray's worked with
oh yeah, Andrew worked with him on Super Mega Force.
Because Jason David Frank has had quite the presence in the Power Rangers cast. Not just in MMPR, but also in a bunch of other Power Rangers shows.
Turbo for a bit before he got replaced. He was in Geo, Dino, not Dino Charge. I think he was in what was it called? Dino Thunder. He he's been in the movie, obviously, a cameo. He's been in the modern movie as a cameo.
I know Austin St. John was in that movie.
No.
He has a cameo, but I didn't
What I mean
think
is
he
like
was there.
the Power Rangers movie, not the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, I know. You're talking the 2017 movie.
Yeah, that one. He made a cameo.
I didn't know he was. I know. Like I said, I know Austin St. John and whoever was
The Pink Ranger.
Kimberly, I think.
Yeah,
her name was.
Kimberly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I know those people made cameos, but I didn't know Jason David Frank was in that one.
Oh yeah, he was even in the deleted.
Yep.
He was even a cameo in the deleted scene.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was kind of mad about the deleted scene. And
I'll be honest.
Those scenes shouldn't have been deleted.
I'll be honest. If we do MMPR the movie, we also got to do the 2017 film.
Dude, I love that
Abso-fucking-lutely. I love the 2017
film. I
film.
don't get the hate for it, man. I really don't. It's a
The
really
only
good
problem I had was the Megazord.
Yeah, even
Like,
Doug
the Megazord
Walker,
is-
even Doug Walker, who's a known detractor of Power Rangers, has said that he likes the movie.
What,
And
2017 movie?
I wish they'd had an
Yeah, the
opportunity.
2017 movie.
I wish they'd had an opportunity to make a sequel and like fix the Megazord design, update the suits a little bit, add some color relief in there. Or like I saw somebody paint the figures so that they had some color that was more reminiscent of that from the show. And it was like they were legitimately beautiful. So like, all they did was they just touched up the silver bits and added like a brighter color silver to it, and it was almost white, and it looked really cool. And the Megazords were much better with a better paint job too, but those were fucking garbage from the get-go.
I actually like the
Like the fact that they were no, I'm talking about the toys.
Oh, okay.
Like they were a fucking parts former.
Did anybody else
Like you have to snap the T-Rex's legs off to make his arms, you know? Oh, that shit.
Did anyone else find the Krispy Kreme product placement kind of out of place?
That was weird. That was weird, but it wasn't the worst thing that I've seen.
No, it
in the movie.
wasn't. And if anything, I was like, that's an interesting way to do.
Honestly, like the fact it's better than what fucking Animorphs did, where they had some fucking they replaced McDonald's with some diner.
So they just called it some diner.
Well, when
they called it a diner, and they asked for a cheeseburger with extra cheese instead of a Happy Meal with extra happy. And well, how many people ask for a cheeseburger extra cheese?
You'd be surprised.
No, but
yeah, lots of people. Lots of people are going to ask for a cheeseburger with extra cheese because people like burgers, people like cheese, people like cheeseburgers, and people like extra cheesy cheeseburgers. How many people accidentally made their way into the secret hideout by asking for a cheesy burger with extra cheese?
Cheeseburger just sounds like a made up thing. I don't know why. It's like a cheeseburger.
That's a thing I picked up from Mr. Plinkett, so.
A cheeseburger sounds normal. When you say cheeseburger, that just sounds foreign to me for some reason. Like, what? You want a what kind of burger? You need a cheeseburger.
The Bees Churger.
Yeah, it's like a beef burger. It's like, what are you talking about? I think we can move on from that.
I don't like Jane Eyre as a book.
I think we can move on now to some.
Say that. Yeah.
Let's see. We already talked about the Ubisoft and the Red Dead Redemption thing. I think I'll leave this one for last. But here's some lighthearted news. There's a trailer for the first Pokemon live-action series, and it's not really what you think.
It's for the card game.
No, it's just about a woman that's playing Pokemon on her Game Boy Pocket.
Huh. Kind of like the Tetris movie.
Kinda. I guess that's a good comparison. It's from what I was
Yeah.
able to tell.
Because you can't.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say you can't make a movie out of the game Tetris. I don't know how the fuck you'd manage to do that. That's just something.
Now, if you were to, and yeah, I get what you're coming from. Now, if you made a game about how Tetris came to be, then you could do something like that. Because,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like that's what the movie did, and that's how you do that.
This kind of takes that same step, but instead of the making of Tetris, it's about how a woman goes by life while playing Pokemon, and like apparently this really wholesome, adorable, good. It's heartwarming, from what the looks of it. Like she's introducing little kids to the original Pokemon. She's like comparing like the evolution of a Magikarp into a Gyarados, to like how a guy is gaining courage. Like the boss is outright saying no more Pokemon at work, and she's upset about it. Apparently, this is a Japanese only show. Hey, this looks really good. This looks adorable.
I hope they subtitle it officially and release it in English, because that sounds like it would be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
But
it could always
this
be
is probably one
up.
of the things we're going to have to rely on our friends in the fan sub community for, at least at the very start.
Oof.
Oh god.
I remember. Speaking of fan sub community, I remember when a friend of mine was saying, "Oh, I got to see Battle of Gods before the official release." I'm not going to spoil it for you, and then I pointed out that what, like, you're talking about Super Saiyan God, the thing that's in every promotional image for the fucking movie. Like that was what she was talking about when she said spoilers, and I'm like that's not a spoiler. It's like saying it's like saying that fucking Mysterio is the villain of Spider-Man in No Way Home.
Well, no, that wasn't really
Far Way Home.
That wasn't really
Far
obvious
From
at
Home.
first, though, because it shows him as the hero, and they introduced the multiverse. People almost believed that it was going to be a multiverse thing.
Listen, frankly, it would have been a less obvious twist if he actually was telling the truth. But
I'll give more lighthearted news. How many of you are? Well, there's only 2 of you here. Well, I don't know. Is Sonic still here?
No, he's not.
Oh, he left. Okay.
Yeah.
Are either of you aware of the game that was canceled by Hasbro, My Little Pony Fighting Is Magic?
Yes, I am aware of that.
So what happened to that was, after it got canceled, fans have been messing with it over the years. One that's most notable is where people fixed the bugs, the AI, the infinite combos and stuff like that, so they could bounce it out. Another one was that, another thing to mention is that it seems that people have taken the game and tried to add in more characters, period. Well, no, hold on. Let me rephrase this a better way. It looks like they were trying to add in characters in which they were hoping to see in the game, because you got to remember, fighting games usually consists of more than just 6 characters. That's what Fighting Is Magic had at first, just 6 characters, the main six ponies. Her, main, kill me. But most notably, someone managed to make a sprite of Princess Luna for this version of Fighting Is Magic. And it's not just some janky stop motion. Someone actually made a sprite for Princess Luna in this game. So, but keep in mind, I have to warn you, if you ever want to look for this, you got to be careful. Because apparently every time someone tries to look for this specific build of Fighting Is Magic, there have been like there have been like viruses, hacking involved, stuff like that. So if you want to look for this, be my guest. But again,
Reminds me of that
tough.
Sonic fan game that had all the DRM in it.
You gotta be a bit more specific than that.
Oh, there was a Sonic fan game that had a bunch of DRM in it. And it was very, very strange. It was like, oh, don't steal my sprites and shit like that.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah, because it was a bunch of custom sprites, apparently.
Some bizarre news. Youmacon. Just saying that, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Do you, Ridley?
Yes, I do. I've actually seen it on Twitter.
For those
and my word, you are Youmacon, you are dooming yourself.
For those who are watching who don't know, a guy called Kyle Carrozza. Am I saying that right? Who fuck cares?
Yes, you are saying it correctly.
A guy that was involved in a show called Mighty Magiswords. Apparently, he has been involved in some shady stuff. You want to elaborate on that, Ridley? Because you guys know more about it.
I believe it was due to the fact that he was screwing over people on a consistent basis.
Yeah, he was screwing with people, somebody messing with people's healthcare and stuff, and it basically being various kinds of verifiable scumbag, and not like internet hit scumbag. I mean, like there's receipts,
scumbag.
Like there's receipts about this stuff that Youmacon has since ignored. And they said, it's a Google document written by one person, and Google documents are neither here nor there in terms of whether or not they're a good source. Any source can be good. It's just a matter of what's in it. And like, this is... I overshot my landing. Now I'm going to have to talk to Gloria as Spider-Man and not as Miles. Technically as Spider-Man 2. But yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at something over on my other monitor here. So yeah, yeah. So there's stuff in the Google document that runs down, like, this guy being kind of a domineering prick towards people, and ultimately he kind of being the male equivalent of a Zoe Quinn, Yeah. And Youmacon, for as much as I'd like to say, thanks for not listening to to an internet mob about this. Like, some stuff is like you could have just said nothing at all, and people would have had a better reaction to it, rather than saying, oh, we've looked at all this, and we don't care. Like, and this, unfortunately, this isn't one of those things that I've actually looked super far into. I have given it more than a cursory glance, and it seems, honestly, it seems far more legitimate than any of the other stuff, but that we've had to deal with over the years.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So, time will certainly tell about, the finer details of this, but
by the way,
ultimately you could have just said nothing and you would have come out looking better than saying something stupid. People don't understand that. And like, you can sometimes achieve more by doing less.
But don't you know, Alex? The only way evil can succeed is if good men do nothing.
Well, yeah, and that's one of my favorite sayings, but at the same time, like you're an entertainment convention. It's not necessary for you to issue a statement on this. More importantly, if you're going to issue a statement, you might as well issue something makes a lick of sense instead of something that basically says, as we've looked at this and don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of feel like the way to handle this would be, let the con play out, kind of not, don't promote, but don't diminish the things, the things that he's involved in, and we just kind of look into it more significantly, give it a bit more time, importantly, and then is this cash, and try to come up with. That's interesting, but
I swear one
not
of the most
helpful.
One of the most busted things in this game is the Wave Buster, which, by the way, in this game acts as like a proton pack, Alex. Even though it can't hurt any ghosts.
Speaking of disappearing, Rooster Teeth has pulled most of its popular content from YouTube and stuck it behind a paywall.
Of course.
Yeah, because paywalling previously free content is totally a great idea, guys.
Rooster Teeth, just stop.
Just go out of business already. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Nobody's liked you.
Remember when there was a human in that studio? Remember when there was Soul?
Yeah.
Remember when there was humor?
Remember when Red versus Blue used to be good?
Remember when there was a man? There were men. Now not even there were women. There were men and women. Now it's just smush.
People who did things.
They're spineless mush. They aren't men and women anymore. These are mush. These are mushy people. Because they've lost their spine, they lost their heart, they lost their brain.
What if Rooster Teeth was infiltrated by the mushy people?
I don't get the process. I don't get the thought process behind this. Like, okay, look, I get it that there are some things that you have to put behind a paywall or back behind a paywall. Excuse me, special features on a DVD or Blu-ray, DLC that you later release along the way. That's debatable though. Microtransactions that, depending on what the game is, it might be fair or unfair.
Oh yeah, speaking of releasing along the way, okay, there is a. I said this was going to happen. There's a class action lawsuit against the people who did Coder 2 for promising the restored content DLC and then not actually delivering.
Lawsuit, huh?
Yeah, class action lawsuit, and I'm gonna do my best to get in on that because I bought a copy of Coder 2 thinking that they were going to be putting out the restored content patch for the Switch, and they didn't do that.
Yeah.
And instead they offered us one measly fucking game, all of which I already owned.
Sounds more like a lawsuit.
I wouldn't necessarily say, hey, that it's a lawsuit. Like a lawsuit implies some level of frivolity. Hey, this is a case of a company promising something and then fucking everybody over.
Well, it's something themselves in the ass because they didn't know it was
So, okay, so, guys, the section that I'm in the game is that one level. An example of that one, or rather, an example of the trope of that one level. Well, I should rephrase.
Oh yeah, there's a new episode of The Simpsons out, apparently. Or was last night.
Oh,
No one cares.
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care, because the actors can't perform the fucking voices anymore.
Yeah.
Not all of them, anyway. I think it's about time to find replacements with the
Well, Dan Castellaneta and Julie Kavner can't.
It's kind of sad to say.
Nice. Now it's time to end this.
So, one thing that makes this section of the game that I'm of Metroid Prime infamous is the noticeable lack of checkpoints. Checkpoints in Metroid Prime are defined by the save stations that you find throughout the game. You know, they save your progress, heal up your energy, yada yada, blah blah blah. There are barely any that are accessible in this thing. And I gotta go through this whole dang mine more than once. Thankfully, I don't have to go through it in
Too close. What isn't going to be too close? Too close, even though the waveform's so fucking small. How far away do I need to be?
How low can you go? I said, how low can you go? Oh god.
There's someone on Etsy. How many of you have played the Neversoft Spider-Man?
I have. I tried to play it on stream, but...
Are we talking the PS1 game? Because if
yes,
so,
the
then
PS1 PC game, yeah.
The PS1
okay, yeah,
PC
I have
N64
played that.
Game, yeah.
I have played that once. My neighbor owned a PlayStation.
Yeah, did you love the game? Stupid question. Of course you do, because now there's someone on Etsy that's selling a fan-made Neversoft Spider-Man.
Yeah, like a low polygon version of Spider-Man. I went to their Etsy page, and unfortunately, I don't think they have the Spider-Man anymore. But they do have a Solid Snake. Unfortunately, it's a giant Solid Snake, and I'm not going to pay $100 for a low poly Solid Snake.
Also, the joke writes itself.
I mean, some people would.
They are selling a lot more.
That's...
The guy's selling a lot more, too. He's selling, let's see.
Yeah.
He's selling
Resident Evil ones and Final
Evil.
Fantasy VII, and
he's selling a Silent Hill ones, like you said. They're selling Mario 64 ones. They're selling let's see here,
Mario 64. Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's mostly just it's mostly like a few games, but still, these are pretty cool. I like to get the low poly Snake, low poly Jill.
AR swim goggles.
Hell, I'll go for the low poly. I'll go for the low poly Peach. She looks adorable. Oh, dude, though that statue of the zombie, the first zombie from Resident Evil, that looks badass.
That is an awesome bust. Unfortunately, it's way more than I'm willing to pay for something like that, and it would take up a lot of fucking space.
Yeah, that's the downside. These cost like a nice amount of scratch.
Yeah, these are premium prices, like $100 is at minimum. I think he's missing out on his market because he could probably get a lot more money if he sold smaller ones.
I forgot about some of these logs, guys. There's a log with a bunch of stupid space pirates who try to test out morph ball technology, and I'm like, oh god, how many of them died for this? Genuine question.
One. I don't know.
Actually, there are quite a few who died for it. Just because of the fact that they were willing to experiment on it. These space pirates are stupid, man.
Speaking of stupid, Nintendo 3DS and Wii U online services will shut down in April of 2024 next year.
Yeah. Yar, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is alright with me.
Nintendo of America tweeted out as of early April 2024, online play and other functionality that uses online communication will end service for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U software.
It's a good thing both of those systems were broken open long ago.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though. It's already hard enough. It's already... Look, I'm all for.
Oh no, I understand it. It's not good. It shouldn't be happening. And frankly, the fact that the Switch and the 3DS and Wii U, and Wii for that matter, didn't share a unified shop is kind of absurd. Like, I should have been able to, because I have certain games on my, oh, it's Red Rhino. Excuse me, I have games on my 3DS that, why did you kick him? It's the Rhino. Yeah, I have games on my 3DS that are available on Wii U, excuse me, Wii U, and Switch.
Interesting.
And Miles just got a concussion. And his suit's fucked up now. Peter, save me.
Now, would you say it's a mild concussion? Turn in the corner.
And now I've been taken captive by Simon Krieger. And he's playing Green Goblin on me by not taking my mask off.
Bum 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 bum.
Anyways, yeah. So there's games on there that I would have liked to play on my Switch, but I can't because they didn't have a unified storefront. Their idea of cross-buy was if you bought the Wii U version of a game, you could get a code for the 3DS in the same box, and vice versa.
Yeah, the problem with that is that they didn't do that with many games.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that with many games, and they didn't do that, and they didn't do it right. Like, the best way to do that would have been to just have a unified storefront, like Xbox Live is. Like, Xbox Live has its issues, but Xbox Live also lets me download my fucking Xbox 360 games to my Xbox Series X. At least the ones that are, you know, oh, he can't touch me. Da, da,
Here's what's also weird about this. They brought back the online service for Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon. Well, no, yeah, Mario Kart 8 on Wii U and Splatoon. You just brought it back and you're now just announcing that you're shutting the service down in like April of next year? Why would you do that?
Are they only doing this for like so that they can have like cross-play between the Switch versions of those games?
I guess.
Why? How did the Rhino fit in here? Those ceilings are too short for him. Where is he going?
Even if that was the case, though, it's a little too late, don't you think? I mean, the Wii U and the 3DS are on their last legs, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean,
hitting him with more electricity isn't going to help you. He's literally powered by it.
It's already enough that they shut down.
Miles, have you been taking Connor's suck pills lately?
It's already enough that they shut down the eShop.
And now I have to go Super Saiyan to escape.
It's already enough that they shut down the eShop. Why do they have to go further and shut down the servers for online games? They don't have to do that. They really don't.
Well, quite frankly, they wouldn't have needed to if they'd provided proper peer-to-peer support like the original Xbox did.
But here's the thing, with the original Xbox, with the 360 games and the Xbox One, you can easily either transfer the save data onto the cloud so you can play the same save data on your Xbox. As much as I hate that, it's an option.
Or send it to a thumbstick or a hard drive or something like that.
Right, I wish that was an option. That was the option.
Tinker Sailor Soldier Spy, that movie was terrible.
As much as I hate that option, it's an option. I hate it. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to maybe keep on using my 360 up until I need to get another one. But fuck, that's what I'm going to do. But here's the thing. They gave you the option to play the games on your Xbox 360. And these are games that you can play with any controller. You know, Switch controller, 360 controller, Xbox One controller, Xbox Series X controller, PS4, PS5, PS3. You can literally transfer these games onto any game and use any controller and it will feel fine. Wii U and 3DS games, on the other hand, you try putting any of those on an emulator, there's always going to be something different and something missing that's going to take you away from the full experience. I mean,
Well,
mind you,
Zombie U, when it was ported to the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah, you couldn't use the tablet
Completely
anymore.
missed out on a giant aspect of the game. No multiplayer. That multiplayer was, quite frankly, one of the best multiplayers in any game ever made.
The wonderful 101.
But it didn't make it into the PC version, or the Xbox One version, or the PS4 version.
They said it is nowhere near as good as the original Wii U version. And I get that. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with, and never mind the games that have been ported. There are some games that still have not been ported and couldn't get ported anyway. Sonic Lost World.
Well, Bayonetta.
Well, Bayonetta 2 is something that they could do. But here's the thing.
Well, they did.
Yeah, they can, and they have. And they've done it. But here's one of the games.
What I was gonna say, another example of a game that like the best versions of those are kind of on the Wii U because they fucked with the color scheme on the Switch version.
Well, let's not forget, Yoshi's Woolly World is still not ported over to Switch.
Oh, how many other Wii U games haven't been ported to Switch? There's a shitload of them.
Yeah, there's a lot, and for good reason, because they work with the Wii U game. Well, the first Splatoon works well with the Wii U game.
God, you guys aren't looking up, are you?
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is basically like the Kirby thing that was on DS. I think it was Canvas Curse. It works really well with the touchpad. There's no way that can work on a Switch. Because what are you going to do? Constantly play it on portable mode? There's a lost opportunity there for Nintendo to patch the Switch and make I don't know, some sort of app that lets you sync the game patch with. Star Fox Zero, you can all bite me.
God, Star Fox Zero needs some quality of life overhauls.
This is actually a good game on a Wii U.
Oh no, I understand it's a good game. It's just that it's kind of like I liked a lot of what it was trying to do. It's just that it's got some issues with how it was doing it.
The only reason people didn't like it is because they have to get used to a new control. But that's literally any video game you pick up. Even the most familiar video game you pick up, you still got to get used to the controls because let's say you haven't played that kind of game in quite a while. You're still getting used to a different control scheme. It's the same thing here. Like, I haven't played a game like this in quite a while, or at all. You're still learning a control scheme. You do that with every game, whether you play it for the first time or you're revisiting it. For example, when I was playing Persona 4, it took me a while to realize that re-realize that the main pro tag, once he's gone, it's game over. It doesn't matter if the rest of them are doing fine. If he's knocked out...
it's like that for every,
I fucking hate it when they do stuff like that. And with games where it's like, okay, hey, he's unconscious. I can haul around the other guy's unconscious in my fucking backpack all that I want, but until I get to a rest area. But then, if the main guy goes unconscious, then I have to start all over again, even if the rest of the party is still up.
But it's also doubly frustrating since and after Persona 4 came out, it's like, now you can make it so that you can control your other party members' actions. They aren't scripted to do whatever thing their AI tells them to do.
No thanks.
Well, and of course, it's like,
I don't think so.
Like when they get to but then of course it's like even then, and if your pro tag goes out, that's game over. And the worst part is there aren't enough checkpoints to really help you out there. So
that's an issue with fucking just about every fucking an RPG, honestly. Like, I can't goddamn stand when they have like this endless grind that goes all the way up to the fucking boss area. Like, you could beat the boss if the lead up to the boss wasn't full of bullshit, you know? But you got like random encounter, and then you're like at 50% health at most by the time you get to the boss, so you have to do a bunch of grinding just so that you can survive. To get there, or you need to do other shit, like, you know, stock up on potions and whatnot, and there's no guarantee that that's going to help you.
Nope. None whatsoever.
But my point still stands, though. The only reason that people were not liking Star Fox Zero was because of the new type of controllers they had to get used to. That's literally...
It's not what I'd call a new type of controller. It's the matter of like... the control scheme was not natural compared to the previous Star Fox games. Like, you gotta build on the things that the previous games did, and it's like if Resident Evil all of a sudden out of nowhere started... It comes back to the Final Fantasy conversation we were having earlier. If Resident Evil all of a sudden out of nowhere started turning into a 3D parkour game, and rather than, like, you know, Resident Evil 4, you know, adding mechanics as the games go on, and, you know, building on the control scheme that existed from the first game into now, or maybe like Resident Evil Dead Aim, where you just had a hybrid first-person, third-person and control scheme, and neither of them were any good. You know, people are gonna be thrown for a loop, and eventually, you know, people will just say, like, you know, I don't care about this anymore. For as much as I like to say, you know, get used to the good thing. You know, make new good thing, get used to a good thing. There's a certain amount of the familiarity will help you in the long run, you know? Like, try to make minimal changes. Because, like, if you have dramatic changes, make sure they're an improvement.
Yeah.
And not just different for difference's sake.
Of course.
But that's something that everybody should probably take into account. I kinda don't like how they're making Miles into Super Saiyan Spider-Man here. Oh, wow, my bioelectricity power might be able to help you.
Venom. Last thing on the itinerary is a... Well, no, second to last anyway. There's some new additions to the Electric Ferret database I'd like to go over. First up...
We might be able to talk about the, that debate topic we brought up a little while ago.
That's why I said second to last.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one up is Duo Lawn from the King of Fighters. Ladon from Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, fuck you.
Prowl from Transformers Animated.
Transformers Animated is a great show.
Yes, with David Hay as Optimus Prime.
And it had excellent, and I do mean excellent, McDonald's Happy Meal toys.
Aki from Street Fighter V. Michelle Burnham from Star Trek Discovery.
Michael Burnham.
I thought it was Michelle.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Merrick from...
It's a woman with the name Michael.
Why?
By the way, she's Spock's adopted sister.
Oh, fuck that. Go fuck yourself. I'm not gonna...
I know.
I'm not gonna
I know. This is fucking bizarre.
Fucking Spock. Fuck you. God damn it, this show is getting stupider.
Well, Discovery was never good, except when Pike was on screen.
Except whenever she cried, I always
Anson.
started cheering.
Anson Mount was too good for that show, and thankfully he got a better show until the Backstreet Boys episode of the Klingons.
Oh my fucking god, that sounds
Although,
crazy.
to be perfectly honest, that was funny, so I can give them a little bit of a pass.
Merrick from
A little. Go on.
Merrick from Ahsoka.
Galen Merrick?
Looks like it.
Fucking Starkiller is in that show?
No, it just says Merrick.
How is it spelled?
Marrok.
Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
so it's not the same guy.
That's not... Yeah, that can't be the same guy, then.
Gregor Clegan from... Oh, Game of Thrones.
I'm surprised the rest of the Game of Thrones cast... I'm surprised the whole Game of Thrones cast isn't on there.
Game of Thrones... well, the Game of Thrones show played during this website's shutdown, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Captain Enoch from Ahsoka. The fuck you say? Joris...
The best part of that show... The best part of that show was Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, sounds about right. Joris Cabauth from the expanded universe Star Wars. Man Elephant from Marvel Comics. Gold Lewis Dickinson from Guilty Gear.
Miles, please.
Interesting.
The Ultimate Ninja from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
The Batwoman, Gloria. That is not Batwoman.
By the way, fun fact: since the trilogy version, since Prime Remastered is based off the trilogy version, we get the added cutscene of Samus getting the grapple beam as opposed to just her standing around,
cool,
as though she got the power, as though she gets any other power up.
Nimona,
which I'm like,
Nimona from
who? Sorry, go ahead.
Nimona from Pokemon.
I don't remember who that is.
Torpedo from G.I. Joe.
I probably should know who that is.
Executioner from Mace the Dark Age.
Mace the Dark Age. That's an interesting game. I won't call it great, but it is interesting.
Red Rocket from DC Comics. The Neomorphs from Alien Covenant.
No.
SCP-073 from the SCP Foundation.
Okay.
Eldon Tyrell from Blade Runner. Leatherneck from G.I. Joe.
Okay.
La Lunatica from X-Men 2099. And lastly, Wasabi from Big Hero 6.
Okay then.
The movie, not the comic book. That's entirely different.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's finally a winner.
This is getting Half-Life-y on me.
And now there's finally a winner for that writing contest.
All right.
Let's see right here. In 12th place, Venom 2008 for his Raditz versus Hulk and the Agents of Smash match. That got a 3.93.
Huh.
11th place, Leroy Powell 3 with his William Lennox versus Laserbeak match. 4.0.
Laserbeak.
10th place, me. I made it.
Oh, wow.
I made Tremor versus Ty Lee. 4.2. Tied in 8th place, Broadway Beyonder. Bloody Mary versus La La Lorana.
La Lerona.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Fran would hate
Llorona.
you right now, Gizmo.
4.3.
The only reason I know that is because the Curse of La Llorona was something that the YouTube ad played constantly back in the day, and I managed to pick up the pronunciation there.
Alex, let's just say that Fran would hate Gizmo right now. Because he is quite a fan of that movie.
Huh. Okay. So...
I Know All entered as well, and he tied at 8th place with his Alfred Pennyworth versus Lil Slugger, 4.3. 7th place, D Skills, the TMNT from 2003 versus the J Team from Jackie Chan Adventures.
Hey!
4.
I like both of those shows.
4.35. In 6th place is Colwick 1. B from The Babysitter versus Baby Firefly.
Why would they need that?
You're asking the wrong guy. 4.42. 5th place, Mercenary Blade. Commando Droids versus Imperial Death Troopers. 4.46.
Oh yeah, did you see the fucking zombie troopers in that one episode of Ahsoka?
Fucking
and they had Ezra, Ahsoka, and Sabine. Ezra, Ahsoka, and Sabine fighting them. And I said that would have been 1,000 times better if it was Anakin, Ahsoka, and Rex doing that.
It sounds about right. 4th place, and fourth place with someone new called Mistress of Words. Corvo Atano versus the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. 4.48.
Jeepers Creepers is a weird fucking series.
It is, especially since the director of the movie is a pedo.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject.
And that,
to just bringing up the
made
movie.
it into one of the sequels.
Jesus Christ. Now to the top 3. Bronze medal, Pizza Guy, $29.95. Okoye versus Black Noir, 4.5. Second place for the silver medal, Macklemore, Jack Frost versus Jack Frost from Shin Megami Tensei, 4.58. First place, Johnny Chaney, Linka from Captain Planet, one of the Planeteers, versus Jesse Raspberry, 4.65.
I'm sorry, what?
Jesse Raspberry, the girl that stayed alive in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
The one voiced by Erica Lindbeck?
The one with the literal breastplate. She's got first place, 4.65, and she is now the official winner of the $100 digital gift card.
Okay.
Next month they'll be holding up another contest. What'll the theme be? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting either way. And let me bring up the results for each of these matches because the results are interesting. Let's see here. Raditz versus... Where is it? Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of people who get fucking hurt if you blow something up in New York City. Have we forgotten 9/11?
Raditz versus the Agents of Smash and Hulk. Do you know what the results were for this?
Oh, fuck.
Raditz got 0.
You guys are fucking dumb.
Raditz got 0.
How did Raditz get 0?
And the Hulk and the Agents of Smash got 3 votes. William Lennox versus Laserbeak. Oh, excuse me. Let's see what this one got.
Where's the third one of you guys? I know I saw 3 of you come out.
That's racist.
I'm talking about... the Chozo ghosts.
Yeah,
Friggity crap.
Jeepers. So, Jeepers Creepers 3, from the Wikipedia page, caused controversy over its alleged use of child molestation as a plotline. The
Oof.
dialogue, can you blame him, though? I mean, look at her, the heart wants what it wants, am I right? Referring to the sexual abuse victim within the movie was singled out for criticism due to Victor Salva's, the director's, 1988 incarceration for child sexual abuse and child pornography possession.
Jesus Christ.
Disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah.
just so you know, Corvo Altano is the guy from Dishonored.
Oh, right!
Guess
I should have fucking known that, but I...
Corvo Altano.
Hey, Capcom, by the way, a lot of ladders are yellow. You don't actually have to splash yellow paint on them. They come that way from the store.
They're treating you like idiots. Corvo Altano got 2 votes. The Creeper got 3 votes.
Huh.
I mean, it checks out.
I get to use my detective vision.
Oh.
Suck it, Batman.
B from the Babysitter versus Baby Firefly. That got, let's see. The Babysitter got 2 votes. The Baby Firefly got 1.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Bloody Mary versus La Leona.
La Llorona. Something like that.
Let's see. The results here are Bloody Mary 1, La Llorona 4. Interesting. I thought Bloody Mary would get more votes.
God, that was a fucking bad perspective shot there.
The Commando Droids versus the Imperial Death Troopers. This one got Imperial Death Troopers 1, Commando Droids 5 votes.
Interesting.
Huh.
Okay. William Lennox from the Transformers movies versus Laserbeak. You know, this thing's wicked.
William Lennox, that's the military guy, right?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that guy.
The
guy who should have been the main character instead of Sam.
You know, I don't want a premium package.
Are you talking about the guy played by Josh Duhamel?
I don't know who that is, and
Yes.
if that's his name, yes. William Lennox got 3 votes. Laserbeak got 6.
That is a move you stole from Captain America. I should not have needed you to save my ass, girly.
Oh, and I have to emphasize, Jack Frost, specifically, this is the Jack Frost horror movie, Jack Frost.
Oh, yeah, of course I'm going to handle the run, and now we get to reuse this scene from earlier in the game. And indeed, every Spider-Man game the Rhino shows up in.
Take a guess who won.
Who won?
Jack Frost from Shin Megami Tensei. 4 votes, Jack Frost 0.
I should have figured, because Shin Megami Tensei...
Run the Rhino. Run the
People
Rhino into a
have
wall.
looked into Shin Megami Tensei cosmology, and it's literally insane.
Yeah. Run the Rhino into a wall. Beat him up.
Linka from the...
Standard procedure.
Linka the Planeteer from Captain Planet versus Jesse Raspberry from Final Fantasy VII. Linka got 2 votes. Jesse Raspberry got 0. Okoye from Marvel Comics versus Black Noir. Let's see here.
Okoye, she was one of Black Panther's bodyguards, right?
Yep.
Yes.
She got 4 votes. Black Noir got 1.
I'm surprised. Black Noir, I'd almost think that Black Noir would be a more popular character than somebody who does basically nothing.
Right. Let's see.
But then again, Black Noir also does basically nothing in The Boys, so... Unless, of course, you read the comics.
Alfred Pennyworth versus Lil Slugger. Alfred got 4 votes. Lil Slugger got 1. TMNT 2003 versus the J-Team. Let's see what we got here.
I'm guessing the EO3 Turtles win because
Yes.
they're the only one carrying the J-Team is Uncle, and Uncle's a fucking badass. Yumo Gwei Gwai 5e Sao, Yumo Gwei
Is
Gwai
it-
5e Sao.
Yeah, 2003
So-
Turtles win by
So
5 votes.
the J team doesn't include Jackie?
No, it includes Jackie, but
It
the thing
includes
is
Jackie
that
and
that
Toro.
team is carried by Uncle.
The J team has Toro El. I was gonna say Fuerte. Toro El. It has Toru, El Toro, Viper, Jackie, Uncle, and Jade in the entire team.
Yeah, again, that team is carried by Uncle.
And Viper. And the votes are. The votes come in TMNT 2003 5, the J team 3. And finally, mine. I turned mine in at the last minute. I was just lucky that I thought of this match. And that's Tremor.
Yeah, most of the time, whenever I hear about these, I'm either working on something else or I don't have anything in mind. You know?
Yeah, it happens a lot with me. This one is Tremor from Mortal Kombat versus Ty Lee from The Last Airbender, Avatar. Tremor got 4 votes.
The movie or the show?
The show.
What are those?
Good.
Tremor.
What are those two who even have in common?
Magnetic Ferret has some stuff where it's more about the theme of the matchup than it is actually about what they have in common.
The theme here was
duly noted.
The theme here is characters that were never used, and I was surprised to see
that.
Oh,
okay.
And I was surprised to see that Ty Lee was not used even once. Tremor, not really, because Avatar is really popular. Tremor got 4 votes. Ty Lee got 3. That surprised me. Honestly, that surprised me.
So, fun fact, the Jeepers Creepers reboot also ran into legal issues because Myriad Pictures filed a lawsuit against Infinity Film Holdings for producing the film without their knowledge or involvement.
Huh.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know. That could be like one of those Tenjin Tetris situations where somebody thought they had the rights, but they didn't, but they made it anyways.
That makes sense. And since I'm done with the second to last subject, now it's time for the last subject of the day. And a segment I like to call Friendly Hate. And it's a debate topic on this subject. Would My Hero Academia have been good, or even better, if Deku stayed quirkless?
No.
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't think so. It's a good topic for debate, but it's one of those things where it would have become a different series at that point,
it would have.
You know?
Yeah, it would have just been like a completely different show. By that point, and nobody could really make it work.
I don't know. I think it
at that point, it's basically like what if Batman joined the X-Men? You know?
Yeah.
No, that's different though, because with the X-Men, it's an allegory for. With the X-Men, it's supposed to be an allegory for like racism and like prejudice and stuff like that. So, if you were to have like Batman, what if Batman joined the X-Men? It wouldn't really make sense any way you slice it. Deku, on the other hand, if he were to remain quirkless, it would have made sense story-wise and character progression-wise, because it's rare for anybody to be quirkless at all in a universe like that. So maybe there would have been a story of, like the everyday man becoming a hero to everybody, something like that.
Yeah, but that's already what the show was about.
Not really, though. I mean, like this guy got powers either way. He gained powers by just a guy giving it to him. Like, hey, you're worthy. I get it. It's like hey, you're worthy. Here you go. You have the heart, yada yada. But he was still literally giving it to him.
Well, I mean, he had to figure out how to make it work without destroying his body too.
He was still literally giving his powers, and he was still quirky.
But he also had his fucking Rocky training montage, you know.
Yes, the Rocky training montage that gave him the bod that had many girls
It's not much a
Oh,
Rocky
what-
training montage than it is a Goku training montage. Because at least with Rocky, you're trying to bring a guy from the slums up to stardom. This guy,
Right.
forget the slums.
Basically,
Forget the slums. He was already he's already, knee deep in the dirt.
yeah.
It would have been nice. It would have been interesting to see a guy with no superpowers.
I want you to kill him.
It would have been
Real bad.
It would have been interesting to see. It would have been interesting to see Deku with no superpowers whatsoever try and become a superhero in a world where literally everybody's got a superpower. Whether it be something as cool as super speed or something as stupid as I don't know, spitting out
power.
ice cream.
Oh, the fucking ice cream. Soft serve.
Don't get me started on her. For
Soft
fuck's
serve
sake.
ice cream.
Don't
Jesus
get me
Christ.
started. Do not get me started on soft serve.
Oh, would you look at that?
soft serve.
Would you look at that? It's like letting off a nuke in Manhattan.
Oh boy, Ridley asked me soft serve.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going.
Okay, what?
I'll sum it up. There's a mutant character who can
Oh, that's what you're
serve
talking
ice cream
about.
from
My
the soft
bad.
serve ice cream dimension. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know about that.
For those who
That
are
might
listening
bad.
in and watching, the 2.5 of you that are watching, Soft Serve is a Marvel Comics character that is able to create.
Member of the X-Men, by the way.
Yeah, Soft Serve is a Marvel Comics character that is part of the X-Men that has the power to create ice cream and I quote from the character Forge, "It's the most delicious ice cream anyone's ever tasted." Well, he's ever tasted anyway. The problem,
I ain't fucking eating that.
The problem with that, when she creates ice cream, she doesn't literally create it out of thin air. She doesn't put her hand on like an ice cream cone and make ice cream appear magically. What she does is she pops a squat and makes the ice cream that way. Because
her butthole is a portal to the ice cream dimension, is the way it was described.
Yeah,
disgusting.
you think I'm bullshitting, but
Yeah.
no, they literally described it as the soft serve dimension. Similar to how Cyclops has a punch dimension in his eyes. She shits out ice cream. And you know what's funny, though? I have to bring
Oh my god, you're Spider-Man!
You know what's funny, though? I have to bring this up again. Forge says it's the most delicious ice cream he has ever eaten. Okay. When I heard this, when I read that, when I saw that, to me, when he says that, this ice cream not only has to be the most delicious ice cream he's ever eaten, right? It has to be the most cleanest, the most sanitary, the most spotless, and the healthiest form of ice cream as anyone could ever lay their eyes on. The problem with that is that
it's coming out of a girl's butt.
It's coming out of a girl's butt. It's coming out of her pooper scooper. There's no way, no matter how many showers you get, no matter how many sanitation cycles you go through and no matter how many radiation baths you get, there's no way in hell, no matter how many bars of soap you shove up there, that anybody's going to be eating ice cream coming out of your dookie hole. I don't care if it's the greatest triple scoop of rainbow sherbet I've ever eaten. I don't care if it's the tastiest chocolate chip mint ice cream I've ever had. You're still taking a crap on my ice cream plate.
Yeah.
And this is... my God. But yeah.
So...
Going back to topic, I do think if they tried, Deku might have been an interesting quirkless arc. Like, we've all been hearing, we all seen comparisons to like American characters before when it comes to manga and anime, right? Like Big O, people have called the character that's the main character in Big O basically Batman with a mech.
Yeah, anime Batman.
Yeah.
And then they've called Zero anime Batman as well.
Right.
Oh, I just had a really good idea. So this would be a good idea for a what-if story. I don't think it would have been really good as an idea for the main story. So I think that the way you could make this work is if you have like a My Hero Academia video game or like maybe like a what-if series or movie or something like that. And you could probably have, like, what if All Might died before he was able to pass one for all on to Deku? Like, after he'd already, told Deku about it, and Deku had started training, but before he actually passed on the power.
Here's the problem with that. I like the idea, but someone has already taken the what-if scenario and made it into a popular thing.
Well, I think that would have been a really good idea because then, and like Deku, who is going to be like he's going to be like training hardcore. He's going to be trying to figure out who killed All Might, like how to avenge his mentor and things like that.
Like a Batman or a Robin.
Yeah, he's going to be like going on a war path, and I think he might wind up more ruthless than Bakugo at the end of that little what if.
Bakugo. Bakugo is basically the fucking Red Hood at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to use anime as a reference, he's kind of like Vegeta. If you want to use comic books as a reference, he's kind of like Red Hood.
Red Hood or Guy Gardner if you want to focus on.
Guy Gardner maybe.
I'm liking the look of this.
But I think that'd be a really good idea to have as the plot line to a My Hero Academia video game or a movie.
Movie, I can see it happening. I just don't see it actually being a whole series because again. Someone actually
it's like maybe like a mini series,
Someone actually tried doing this by themselves. I think it's like a fan comic right now, and this basically is Deku never got his powers, and instead of actually not giving up on his dreams of becoming a hero, he instead gives up and decides to just become an outright quirkless villain.
I don't like that. I don't think that's in character for him.
Yeah, this goes against everything he stood.
Yeah, this is like those Rosario plus Vampire fics about how like Mocha's gonna leave Tsukune if he doesn't give up his humanity or whatever.
I never saw it.
And there was one that was really fucking stupid where like he basically goes and joins a fucking SWAT team and has Kurumu and Mizure as his wives after that, while Mocha got fucking plowed by Wolfie Boy.
Really?
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay,
it's really it was a really bad fic.
I'm gonna have to call it for the night. It's getting late. So
yeah,
next time on Metroid Prime, I'm gonna be doing a lot of pickup collections. So yeah, that's good.
Are you sure about that?
It's not. So look forward to that.
I don't want it.
Anyway, I'm gonna be signing off now. Oh, and join me next week for more Pokemon Emerald.
Join me next week for more Spider-Man. But before we go, California will officially ban Skittles and other candies from the state starting 2027 as Governor Gavin Newsom signed Bill AB 418, also known as the California Food Safety Act.
I saw that.
The bill targets food products that contain substances brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, propylparaben, or red dye 3. Red dye 3 is found in Skittles and other confectionaries like Pez, Hot Tamales, and Double Bubble Bubble Gum.
Okay, I have to bring this up. Who the fuck cares about the dyes? These are dyes.
So I believe there's a myth. There's a popular myth that is on the same level as like your typical anti-vaxxers. There's about about how red dye number 3 it causes like cancer or behavioral problems or some shit.
Dude, if that was the
It's
case, everybody would be dying of Skittles, overdosing on Skittles. You'd see people in their deathbed with Skittles in their pants. I don't believe that shit, man. These are dyes. These are dyes. They're supposed to turn things into a different color.
well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's generally. If there was an issue, we would have seen it by now, man.
Well, anyway, talk to you guys later.
See you later. Yeah, I just wanted to say that you know, Gavin Newsom is worried about the dyes in his food when he should be worrying about the shit on his streets.
Literal and figuratively.
Anyway, bye.
Bye-bye.
I literally can. It's one of my superpowers. I'm just gonna finish up this mission and then I'm gonna go.
Alright. I'm gonna have to call now.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to you later.
I'll see you later.
See you, man.
That is still some stupid shit, though. Banning scams because of certain dye and what? Vegetable oil?
How did they do that?
Oh, you're not there, huh?
I mean, I am.
Oh, I thought you exit.
No, not yet. I gotta finish this mission.
Yeah, I'm still trying to unlock everything in Speed Racer. I think I'm almost done.
No one can stop me now.
I want us to go back and play some F-Zero again someday. I love F-Zero X.
That game's
Literally my favorite game on the N64, and yes, Ocarina of Time is included.
Big snow's no messy.
What, you don't like Conker's Bad Fur Day on N64?
I've never played Conker's Bad Fur Day in any significant capacity.
You don't want to play no Mahjong 64?
There's a Mahjong game in the N64?
Yes.
I shouldn't be surprised. I have a Mahjong game for the Super Nintendo.
Apparently those are really rare.
It's not a North American one.
Yeah. Apparently
I also have a couple of pachinko games, or a pachinko game for
funny thing,
Super Nintendo.
Funny thing, there's a pachinko platformer that was never released.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
Like, it plays the pachinko ball.
Huh. That sounds like Nobody Can Stop Mr. Domino.
Not as fun.
Well, Nobody Can Stop Mr. Domino isn't very good, so...
It's good. I like it.
Really?
Yeah, the problem is that you need a goddamn manual to know where everything goes.
You know, true. That is true. God damn it. Where are you?
I'd rather look at a manual than constantly pause and go to a certain menu. A certain menu
Ow, damn it.
Sort of like how I hate a lot of sort of like how I hate how you have to look up special moves and fighting moves nowadays. Go pause it, go to special moves, select your character, and then you're able to look at it. Why? Can't you press pause and go to special moves?
Or like how there were a lot of games back in the day that made you go into a training mode before you were able to figure out what the game's moves were.
Those are more understandable than just outright.
Well, you couldn't just pull up. You couldn't just pull up a move list on the fucking pause menu. Is what I'm saying. Like there was a specific mode that taught you how to play the game, and you know, fuck you if you forgot a fucking move when fighting the computer, you know?
hard looking for another subject for friendly reviews.
Well, it did take us quite a while to get to this one, so...
There was a lot of news. It's just gonna take a long time to look for another subject like that to debate upon. If another one does pop up like that.
Ow.
God, still, man. Banning Skittles. How brain dead are you?
Well, they already banned plastic bags, and now the rest of the country is having to deal with that
They're
bullshit.
not, actually.
So.
They never banned them to begin with. You could still ask for
No,
plastic bags.
No, like, legitimately, like, the state of California banned plastic bags, and now a bunch of other places are having to deal.
Nope.
What?
Nope, they didn't. I could literally go shopping right now at the Dollar Tree. They would give me a plastic bag.
Huh.
Yeah, that's why.
Why the fuck is everybody else switching over to paper bags then?
Because they
paper
think
bags that are such low quality.
Because they think
by the
they're
way.
doing something for the world. You know, it's the same thing why they pick gluten-free noodles.
I should have. I hit the down button.
It's sort of like how people that aren't
Fatima?
allergic to gluten pick gluten-free noodles. They think they're doing something to improve their health. You're not. You just happen to be eating noodles that has no flour.
I can't be bothered with this psychodrama right now.
You have too much rage inside for me, child.
I apologize,
Like,
but I
what was
must
it, a couple
refuse.
days ago? Like, I think it was a few days ago. I went to the Dollar Tree. I specifically got a Yoo-Hoo, iced tea, a couple of Rice Krispie treats, and then some jerky. They gave me a plastic bag for all of it. So I don't see how anyone ever even thinks that plastic bags are banned in California. It doesn't even do anything anyway. People are still throwing away their plastic junk in the ocean and on the floors, in the sand, and they're throwing their masks away too. I mean, hell, have you seen that picture? At least we banned straws, and you see all these people that clean up beaches. They picked up a shit ton of masks. Yeah, that's why I don't believe in that ban this, ban that. No, how about you just start cleaning up? Paper straws are bullshit. Make paper bags an option, not a forced option.
Where did he come from?
If you're not gonna give me an alternative, I'm gonna still use plastic.
Say goodbye to that gun.
Let me back. I'm running without you. I shall come fast. You're gonna get shredded if you try.
My soul is a lark, and I beat because I am better.
Now I am king. Watch out.
Still have a chance.
You know, you could try there's an online game you could try playing that's this
I don't know.
It's basically Disney racing.
Huh.
It's really good. I played it for like almost a couple weeks.
We've got a lead. Defeat the criminals, and there's 12 trillion of them.
I played it for I think it was like a couple weeks by now, and I like unlocked a few characters. And I didn't have to pay a cent.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Hippity hoppity, stop looking at me. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? Took me everything that I had and kicked me out of my home. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Out of the Norway, the bullets hooting to the sound of the beat, yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
Another one by the
Why is that guy just frozen, pointing his rocket launcher out of nothing? How do they see me? Four more, all I have to do... Well, there's 6 more now. All I have to do is not fuck up. Come on, Miles, stop punching
Lucky
the air.
you. Sure thing.
Gonna keep hitting you guys. Probably be best if you stayed down. And now there's one left. Oh, hang on. There he is. Spirit Halloween what now?
Yeah, Spirit Halloween are opening up around, so maybe you can probably find like a side gig or something.
Yeah, I saw
Are
those.
you hooked up with anyone?
Yeah, sure. 10-4 and ready to soar.
Your machine can handle this.
Is there no end to your stupidity?
Well, I guess it's better than the alternative.
Thank you, game. Thank you.
No way. I'm a free spirit.
Let me flip a coin. Tails? Sorry. No go.
Thanks, but you're just being nice, so no.
That's not a good idea right now.
A lot of footprints.
I'm a lone wolf. I don't need an ally.
I'm gonna push it.
Nitro offers an alliance.
Perhaps an alliance would help us both.
Oh, dude, I had some like all you can eat sushi yesterday and barely walked.
How the fuck? Where do you get all you can eat sushi?
Had an all you can eat sushi.
Okay.
Well, this one was specific. I don't know where exactly, but the CP is really good. Like, I had one to heal on them, man. Oh my god, I love it. They even had egg rolls there. Dumplings. Sushi, shrimp, crab, lobster. I wanted more, but my belly was got buzzed. I'm just going full deep.
Yeah, I try not to go too hardcore on stuff like that, because I have a tendency to eat myself sick if I do.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's why it's an all you can eat. Food is shit.
There's a shitload of money here. Those are $100 bills with somebody who's not Ben Franklin on them.
Shitload of money, soft serve money.
Haha.
Another scream goes live. Now, choose. Do your work. Come on, let's race fair and square.
Flubber, you flubber!
Oh, you can follow me anyway.
Do you feel the heat? Here I come! I'll take you to pieces!
Boss says find him, kill him. Interesting. Somebody else wants to kill a Spider-Man. Hey, there's planes flying overhead in the sky. That's pretty cool, but unfortunately it's completely irrelevant. So.
It's so easy for me.
Special ops expert maneuver! I just delivered glory.
You know, I almost broke speed running record for Power Stone 2.
Oh, cool.
The problem was that it's kind of hard doing it if you're by yourself trying to stop and start the timer.
Yeah, I can imagine. This is PS5 now. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of more bullshit in here.
Oh shit. Magic.
Anyone get the number of that truck?
Oh! Somehow they managed to get everybody out in time. That's cool.
Right, all right. All right.
Oh, and like that, I'm gonna call it for the night. I will see y'all later. I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn this thing off again.
Enjoy the little wins and the nice one.
You have no staying power. Watch me. Just try it. Try to pass. I'm your tail. You're gonna be sweet. Off my tail. Get bit. I'm in. I'm dead. I'm suffer.
One on the way to the end.
Time to bust Cross your luck.
No one can stop the weakness.
Enjoy the new sucker.
Turn to the supernova. Oh no! I can't believe you do this.
Not out of this yet. I prefer to lead. King has all drive.
Steve always said I was a better driver.
Historians will study how awesome I am. Watch out. And the best there is, make no mistake.
Spend all day back there.
You know what? I think I played this game. It's a very tough game. It's taken a long while to unlock everything, especially when the more later cuts. They're getting tougher and tougher. But I do like this game a lot. Will I play it off stream? Oh yeah. When I get the chance to, I'll play this off stream. Like play this again on stream? Yeah, I think I can. You know, by the time I play it on stream again, I'll probably have everything unlocked already. Whether it be the cheat codes or by fishing, that's pretty big. But I'd still play this. You know, I don't mind like 2-player, 3-player, 4-player. You know, I don't mind downloading this. I don't mind using an emulator for this to play on my others, but it's really hard. It's really difficult. You know, because like it's one thing if dude, the rubber banding of the AI is just ridiculous, and it's way too easy to lose health on your car. I like the car food mechanics. I love that you're able to do these flips and stuff in the air to gain more speed, to fill up your turbo gauge and your health gauge. It's sort of like Mario. It's sort of like the modern day car race flips to gain more momentum and speed and stuff like that. I like it. I'd give this a 9. 9 out of 10. There's like a few. There's like a couple of things like yeah, off stream, on stream, unlock everything. It's kind of too bad this will never get a remaster of any kind. Speed Racer is a really niche anime nowadays. It's only used as a name now with all that. Mach 5, while it's a memorable car, I don't see anybody talking about it anymore. Nowadays, it's either the Scooby-Doo van, the Batmobile, Kit from Knight Rider, stuff like that. James Bond's car, one of the cars is just metal, like Sweet Tooth. The Mach 5, as much as I love it, but yeah, with that being said, this was listen, bro. Next thing we're going to be moving on to, let's see. Yeah, you know what? The next game we're going to move on to is Heavenly Guardian of the League. It's supposed to be a top-down shooter, and from the looks of it, from what I remember, it's really good. I know I'm going to enjoy this. This looks really cute and fun. So with that being said, next time you see me, I'm going to be playing Heavenly Guardian on the Wii. So that being said, I'll see you all next time. Take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace.